Let me know. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, let you know we're going live here just a second.
I'll do the 3, 2, 1 countdown.
I'll just roll right into it probably.
Okay, so no intro.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. All right, we're live.
All right, cool. Let me know. Ready for it, Chris? Ready for it, big dog?
Yes, sir. Just a second. Good to go.
I'll do the 3, 2, 1 countdown.
Yeah, we're rolling.
I'm hearing like an echo feedback on your end.
I'm trying to find it. How about now?
Test. I think we're good.
Okay, that was my
good.
vote.
Cool. Awesome. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of the Moto Outsider. And today we are covering all things Nashville Supercross. And it was a wild and insane one. And I'm going to be completely honest. I had a slam-packed day, but I know Chris has been on the data all day for this race. So my brother, man, how are you? First of all, cheers to Starbucks.
Matthew, I'm doing very well, sir. Here's Starbucks.
Cheers to Starbucks, brother.
It's been subs. Thanks everybody for helping us get there.
Yep. It's been a fun journey, and dude, we're just getting rolling, guys. So thanks for joining us for this post-race show. Thought we weren't going to make it, but we cut it close. For anybody in the South, you know that we are in a tornado warning, and it is incredibly dark and scary outside. So if my feed cuts out, we lost power. But also, if I go full Wicked Witch of the West, don't be surprised.
Man, I didn't know you guys had
anybody in the South, you know that but brother, man, dude, this track looked insane. Like just watching the 450s wrap up, this track looked incredibly rough, dude.
Oh yeah, and it definitely was. The weird thing was it was so rutted, but it got so hard pack, and the ruts just it reminded me of like a California test track. I was
just about to say that.
Yeah, isn't it weird? I'm listening to it real quick from section.
Sure.
Standing by with Will Christensen.
I mean, do we play it into the thing? Yeah, that's fine. So yeah,
It was Todd. Thank you very much. Congratulations to you.
Old Sexton ran off with it.
Yep. Bro, someone made a comment on our video saying that the Michael Jordan era Alpine Star gear, the collab they did was fresh. Yeah. I have to amend my answer. That shit is fresh.
That's some good looking gear.
Mm-hmm.
I made my way up and saw Eli out front. Just wanted to click as many good laps off and see if I could get close. And with the track being this kind of sketchy, it's hard to be out front the whole time.
Second in points now. Chase Sexton moves up.
Yep. How bad do you think Cooper's injury is?
I think it's a collarbone or something, because it looked like he was like holding his shoulder, and the when he got carted off, the Alpine Stars medical unit guy was like holding his hand here. I don't know if he was like trying to keep, or maybe his shoulder got dislocated, but Webb got blasted by Cincerillo, just wrong place, wrong time. Like Cincerillo was wide open off the clutch and just hit him right in the back.
Ouch. Yeah, that's not fun.
We'll probably try to play that here in a minute. What's going on, Wounded Tiger?
The Wounded Tiger.
My bun kick, only 31 points. 31 points, is that fantasy? Or did I miss something? Probably fantasy.
I should have made a fantasy team. I regret not doing that.
Well, I did the Pulp Fantasy, and they have a thing called Industry Idiots. And one race last year, I got like a top 10, and I made like $400, and it's only 100.
Nice.
So I was like, yeah, I'm doing
nice. Are they doing that for outdoors too?
Yeah, they do it for outdoors too.
All right, we'll get in. Maybe we'll get in on a little outdoor action with a fantasy team or whatever that's called, and just see who can run it.
We should, man. We absolutely should. A lot of privateers made it in this one.
Yeah, but this was Justin Hill's best finish of his season, right?
Yeah, Justin Hill was third place for a while there. That was really impressive.
Yep.
Top 10. What you guys gotta say?
That's right. We launched out at the start there. Had two great starts today. And yeah, I was trying to do what just doing what I can. And honestly, I had a little bobble in the whoops, and that's when I started taking a little bit easy.
Going down,
so Chase was riding really good. Just was riding in my zone.
Congratulations, 2 more races. Last question too. The bike was smoking when you came off the track. Is it just running hot because it was just a hot day out there?
Oh,
or a little hard on the clutch? What happened
there? Smoke pouring out of that thing.
Yeah, that looked bad.
When you have the dragging back to the whoops, that's really hard on the bike. And then with dry condition, I do a lot of slipping with it. So anyway, that's how I ride.
It survived, and so did you. Congratulations.
Well, that's what I love about Eli Tomac.
Eli is hard on clutches. They've said that forever.
Yeah, well, when you get him for free, I guess you can be, right?
Yeah, and you're changing him like every time he's on the track. So I'm not really worried about that.
No, dude, not at all. So who do you think rode best? Who do you think rode worst? Give me your thoughts on this race, man.
Yeah, to start, let me just pull up his time really quick. Well, Hunter Lawrence in qualifying today was a whole second faster than second place in 250s, and he was the fastest overall in qualifying, even out of 450s, which I thought was super impressive.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull it up quick. I know the 450 guys qualified 52.5, and I'm pretty sure he ran a 52.4. Let me just double check that. Yeah, Hunter ran a 52.4 to Sexton's 52.5, which is just
That's
impressive.
nuts. Yeah.
You know, we always try to not to compare, but we compare what happened. And
Yep.
Jet is good, but Hunter is on it, man. He really is. So I don't know. It's like,
Hey, I mean, we might see something crazy happen where Hunter takes over as the better 450 brother, and
dude, you don't know the way he took over that
Right.
main event and just rode away with that was. I was really impressed by Hunter. It's just
Yep.
I've been in that spot with like a championship or anything like points, but I cannot imagine the mental pressure. You're leading the race, and then you got to lead and not crash, and make sure you finish ahead of everybody to clinch a championship. I mean,
Yep. The strategy to it alone.
yeah, a lot of stress and pressure, but I mean, he did it. He damn sure did it.
Got to be built for it, man. You don't get to that level of racing by being for the weak hearted, I guess.
No, not at all. And then I know you were super excited. He did Alpine Stars collab with Gibson, I think.
Yeah, the Gibson collab for Nashville to pay homage to the music scene. That is fantastic. I'm a guitar fan at heart, and dude, that gear looks sick. I wish it did a little bit of a different color, but it makes sense because they modeled it after his favorite guitarist from Tool to match his guitar. So overall, just a sick collab, man. Amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. Well, didn't they just do a similar color scheme for Daytona? Wasn't it the same like black and brown gear? Isn't that why it was kind of?
Oh, I don't remember.
It was Daytona or Atlanta, one of those. But yeah, I was like, it looks kind of the same. But dude, those boots they make look so good. Like they custom made Stars boots for that. I'm like, damn.
Right. Dude, it's crazy. It's like the Formula One guys get their custom helmets, and those helmets are like, $1,200 some bucks, $800 some bucks. And these guys are getting custom boots, custom gear, custom helmets, custom gloves, everything. It's so cool.
Man, Connor Oxen, third place. I like that gear he's wearing. That white and blue is nice.
Kevin Moran's had his career best finish. Did he finish 12th or something like that? I know he was running
last week, but he was 12th, which is really good. So probably his like dry track career best.
Yep. Do you see any privateers earning a ride coming out of this Supercross season, or is there any grumblings in the industry? What do you think?
Not that I've heard. I could honestly see Moran's getting something better. I just feel like again he's young. I think he's in his like early 20s, so he's got
I think so.
Still, like I put him on like a Chloe Max bike or like that'd be a perfect team for him. Chloe Max Yamaha, like dude, just get him like some support. Even the Firepower Honda, that'd be a good option too. I mean, I don't know if Dino does another year of Supercross. Dino's been okay this year. I think it's like the injuries. I don't know. Who do you think would be good for a ride? Because I can't think of many others.
I can't think of many others either. I think Moran's probably is running in the best shot. I mean, he's getting decent starts, pulled a whole shot a couple weekends ago. So I think he's most improved, and it'll be interesting to see what comes out of, the outdoor series. But I mean, I think we should start a Moto Outsider team, man. What do you think? We'll crowdfund it from everybody. We can all create our own team.
Yeah, you just tell me where to be and where to put my money. It was like $8 help or no?
Right. We'll crowdfund it from everyone on YouTube. We'll make a GoFundMe just to start a team, or just give them most support, I guess. I don't know.
He's very expensive, but if you want to give it a try, we could do it.
I would love to be involved from the team business side of things. It would just suck. And it's not like you're not competitive, but it would just suck to know you're going to lose. Like you're not going to beat the factory guys. So,
you're not. But if you have like a Moran's or somebody on that level and you're breaking top 10 and you're getting interviews, even like a Justin Hill, like I don't know if he would go anywhere other than what he's on now, but it's got to be factory probably. But it's impressive, man. It really is. And then
for sure,
you look at the personality. Like I was watching a lot of Moran stuff this week just because I think he's a really well-spoken person. Like he's just very professional, and I think that's going to help him a lot. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd love to start a team. We can get Moran's on. Let's do it.
Yeah, come on, man. We don't have much to offer you, but we'll look good doing it.
2017 Yamaha 450. We got you.
Yeah, we'll get you a busted up bike. No, dude, that's what the sponsors want, though, man. Is they want that one guy who can go out there, say the right things, and be the drone on the on the podium, so to speak.
Yep.
But that's why I think these guys have YouTubes, and we've talked about that in the past, man. Let these guys, personalities shine online, and it comes out, man, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's just the absolute craziness how much you can make on YouTube if you have the right type of support with subscribers or the Patreon. I think he said he does like a Patreon deal too, which is like,
yeah, he has tiered Patreon stuff,
which I mean, people are just throwing you money to see you get to the races. I don't think I have like a weird feeling about that. Like, if you haven't qualified for like more than like a handful of main events in the past couple of years, like I don't think you should be doing that. But if you like have the potential, I think it's cool. But when you look at guys that are like outside the top 40 every weekend, I'm like, all right, like maybe you should get a job or do something else.
I mean,
I respect them for trying, but
yeah, that's the tough part is when you as the rider make the distinction where you're like, okay, yes, this is not for me. I'm a great, area pro, or I'm a great regional pro, but I'm just not at that level. And there are levels of talent to that. We've seen it at our own races, dude.
Yeah.
So, I think that's up for the riders to make the decision on. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you've got a massive YouTube following and people want to give you their money to support you, you're not forcing them to give you money at all. And I think it's productive that he's using it to go racing, whoever that rider is, because if he's just collecting the check and he's like, nah, man, I'm not even going to try this weekend. Well, then it's kind of like, all right, you're just siphoning money and it's not a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does come to a point where it's like, all right, maybe I should do some other initiatives or something like that.
Try something different, And that's the other thing too. It's like, I don't know if it's like a bad perspective, but I was watching the 250C practice. I think it was the qualifying session 1. There's like 10 guys in there. And mind you, this is the C guys, so they're not the best, but like a lot of times they'll do a fast lap and they just like roll around. Like if you're out there for like less than 10 minutes, if you're in that C group, I'd be out there with a clear track, trying to run every single lap, trying to impress somebody, kind of like show them what you got.
The work ethic, right?
You get in there and try to qualify in that top 40, like no matter what, because some of those guys are just putting around. I'm like, dude, I don't know.
Flat out, bro. How many of those guys are out there scared?
Probably. No, I don't blame you.
No,
You're right.
Not even talking shit because, dude, you're on a bike with a crazy stiff suspension. The track's technical. I mean, it was super hard pack, but looked slippery and very ruddy and kind of just all over the place. Yeah. If you're uncomfortable, man, and you're not a fast guy or you're not that guy every weekend, it probably creeps in your mind and you're like, man, this ain't even worth getting hurt over. Screw this.
It's got to. And I guess that's a good argument to what I said. And if you look at the heat races, all the guys that went down in that first rhythm section, like they were dropping like flies. So it was really, really kind of bad. So I see what you're saying.
Walk me through the 250s. What happened? Because I missed all of that. Unfortunately, I was on the road. So what's going on with 250s?
250s was pretty good. Jordan Smith had the start, took off for a little bit. I think like roughly halfway through. It was probably like 5 minutes in. He went off the track, got back on in third, and Hunter passed him, and pretty sure J Mart passed him. Hayden was right behind him. So it was just Hunter took off from there. Like Jordan just made a little mistake, got off the track. That was it. Fortunately, but Hunter rode so confidently, and he proved like if you're gonna win a championship, you should win the race too. That's really, really impressive.
Yeah, so he showed out.
100%. Yeah,
and then I saw that so going to the 450s, Anderson was in the LCQ.
Yeah, he went down in so I don't know if you call it the 450 main, but that
I saw the whole 450 main.
Yeah, where Bloss and everybody went down in the first rhythm section. He went down right there, just a weird cross. He was doubling, but he cross rutted and just went like right over the bars pretty much. So pretty nasty crash.
Got it. But I mean, the 450s was a decent race. I mean, obviously Sexton. I mean, Tomac was ahead of Sexton by about like 8 seconds at one point, or 6 seconds like that. And dude, Sexton came out of nowhere, bam, past them. And like Ricky and RC and James said, let him go by. You're going to win the championship anyways. The points aren't going to line up. So 100%. Tomac rode his race and just had that championship mentality where he's going to bring it to the end and bring it home.
Yeah, he was smart. And I know he only lost 3 points. He has 18 points on Sexton. So realistically, top 5s the next 2 weekends is all he really needs, unless something really bad happens during the week. Like if you're Eli Tomac, are you riding a dirt bike during the week? Because I don't think I am. I think I'm like walking around bubble wrap for the next 2 weeks.
I think it's light work. I think he's out there maybe doing some sections, doing sprints. Definitely not doing full motos or anything to really put it on the line.
No quad gods.
Because no quad gods. He's got the skill and he's already fit. Probably already shifting to outdoor testing, honestly.
Yep.
And these guys are so in tune, man. You know what it's like to get on a bike and you're like, oh yeah, flow, we're good. Yep, I do this, boom, boom, boom. It comes back. On that level, it's probably pretty easy for him.
Yeah, no, I see that. The only thing I think is like, you just think about his crash last weekend where he's just putting around and like one crash like that and titles over, potentially, outdoor titles potentially ruined. Like, gotta be careful out there. I'd be tiptoeing.
Well, dude,
I'd be tiptoeing.
Yeah, just trying to get out in front and ride your own race. Had a massive bolt of lightning outside. Get out in front, ride your own race, and avoid the carnage and the lappers too. But with with Cooper potentially, we don't know, breaking his collarbone,
Shoulder or something.
probably done for the remaining rounds, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I mean, if he couldn't, he went to the hospital. Like that right there tells me that something's pretty bad.
Right.
Showed him at the end of the race, like hugging his dad before he got in the ambulance. Like it's got to be bothering him pretty bad. So that's a bummer,
For
man.
sure.
That's personally, like we talk about, we can be biased because we're just fans of the sport. Like I'm been a Tomac fan since I was a young kid. But
Sure.
seeing Webb go out like that sucks. Like I would have liked to seen a close battle, and if Webb won it, he was the best guy.
I mean, dude, seeing anybody get hurt sucks, and you don't want to see that just for the sake of the sport and the level of competition. But that risk factor is what makes this sport so fun or so enticing to watch. These guys don't have seatbelts, right? It's not like NASCAR or Formula One where they just go into the wall and that's it. These guys are getting ejected, ragdolling, and unfortunately, there are people who like that or like to see that, from whether it's a sick standpoint or, it's just entertainment. Same thing with hockey, dude. How many people go to hockey games just for the fights, right? Who knows? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Definitely don't want to see anyone goes down. So Wherewithal Moto says concussion for sure. I would say that's probably a strong likelihood.
Possible, yeah. I mean, to get hit in the back of the back and probably the back of the head like that.
Yeah.
It was tough. And it's almost, I don't know how to say this without it sounding weird. It's not like anything that happened on purpose or anything, but you look at Cincerillo and Webb being rivals for however long they're rivals, their whole careers pretty much. Mm-hmm. And then you see, Cincerillo loses 2019 Supercross championship to Ferrandis by one crash the last round. And then this happens to Webb, but Cincerillo hits him. Like, it's just like weird how these guys are just so intertwined sometimes. And
yep,
it's like they're both gonna, they both have lost titles at the end of the season. It kind of sucks.
And it's almost like, what's the delineating factor there? That why these things happen,
Destiny. I mean, whatever it is.
Yeah. Who knows?
But I mean, losing a championship like this, and if Webb goes to a different team next year, like it sounds like, I mean, it's got to put a fire under his ass, right, to get back up and at least get one more before he hangs it up.
I would hope so. I mean, and at least be super competitive to make it a great, season or a great run at it.
For sure. And I you look at like 2019, 2021, like both of his title years. It's just like his corner speed for me was so impressive. The way he was able to cut down in corners, which I haven't seen him do anything like that much this year, but he was just so fast on the insides. And it's just a different Webb this year. Again, I think the bike comfort's a big part of that. And I don't know how. It's just weird to have, the resources he has and to be this far in and not have your bike figured out. But again, I've never been there and I can't say and be like, oh, you're an idiot. It's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's well, I don't think it has to do with anything like that. I mean, look at what Roxon went through, right? Upset with the bike from top to bottom, and then one weekend turns everything around, and he's like, I finally feel like I'm not testing anymore. I'm out there racing.
You find a
and when you're at that level and you're so technical, like we said in another episode, dude, they can feel all these little nuances in the bike, and if it messes with them, and that's all they can focus on or think about, probably ruins a lot of different factors when it comes to the race that day.
No, it definitely does. Kenny's been kind of like proof that, like, it's. I feel like it's a trend we're going to see happening a lot more now. Like Tomac did it last year, Roxon did this year. Changing teams can be really good for your riders, mindset.
Right.
Villapolta always says if he had switched before he left and retired, like he probably would still be racing. At least he would have raced a couple more years. So, yeah, if you're not happy with the bike, I guess it's time to go do something else. Anderson too. I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe ends up somewhere else. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't like his bike, but he just has not been the same this year. So
you want to know what's interesting, man, is the perspective shift as you and I get older, as these racers get older. And, as we get older, not to get too deep here, but I mean, let's talk about how our perspective kind of shifts as we get older. You and I knew that we were not that talented to go racing at this level. So we did not always jump the sky shot. We didn't always hit the triple, right? We weren't always riding balls out because, hey, you and I had to go deliver furniture the next day, brother.
Work Monday morning.
Exactly. Yep. But these guys, right, they're racing at that pinnacle of the sport. And I wonder if much like we did, if they get to a certain point and they're like, it just becomes work. And they're like, I'm going to go out and ride my best. I don't care if I get the championship or if I win, I'm a household name. I got the money. I just wonder when that cruise control starts to set in and that hunt kind of just comes out of you.
Yeah. I wonder too. And it's like, we're seeing it more and more every year. These guys are racing longer and longer and longer. Tomac, Webb, Anderson, Barsha, these guys are still going in their 30s, which Dungy and Villapoto didn't do that. James didn't do that. Ricky didn't do that. It's Reed kind of did that, I guess. But very fascinating, though, the mindset change for sure. And I guess I like Dungy's a good example. Like, look how bored he got. He started a coffee company and we went road biking, but he got so bored he came back for an outdoor season. Not even Supercross. He came back and did outdoors.
How did he do that outdoor season?
He did really well last year. He was
okay.
He should have. He was leading Washougal, the first moto, and his bike. Something happened to his bike in the lead, and that was it. It was over. He probably would have podiumed that day. Sexton and Tomac were on another level, but the field was starting to wean out towards the end of the year.
Yep.
But and Dungy's an interesting topic because it sounds like he turned down a KTM factory ride for the year. Like he could have been racing Supercross this year, but
again,
man,
motivations, right?
100%. He sees how tough it is.
He's got multiple kids. He's not as young as he was. Those priorities shift. I mean, he's got his money, multi-time championship winner. Even though there's a lot of money at stake for these guys relative to other sports, there's not a lot of money at stake.
Yeah.
So I think these guys, these riders start to figure that out. Once they are comfortable enough, they're like, all right, I'm going to start my coffee company. I'm going to do my riding school and kind of, switch things up. So, Slow Crawl, Stefano, what up, brother?
What's going on,
What's
guys?
Up, fellas? Missed
Everybody
you
in the
guys for the
chat,
watch
thanks for
party
being
time
here.
around.
If anybody has any questions, please leave them in the chat. We'll talk about anything.
Yeah, let's turn it over to the chat, guys. Drop some questions for us. What you want to talk about? Topics. Let's run it. We got all the time in the world. I'm just sitting here through a tornado.
Yeah, dude, that's absolutely wild that there's a tornado.
Dude, you've been in the South for summer storms, and we're not even in summer yet. And dude, it gets nuts in the summer, the heat of the summer. I'm talking July, August, September, when these storms are insane. It's pretty crazy. It's raining sideways right now. It looks like kind of like snow because it's raining so hard.
I mean, do you get weather updates? They can let you know if something's going down, like you got to leave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we get notifications that say, tornado alert in the area, blah, blah, blah. Things like that. But thankfully, I live really close to the coast.
Yep.
So we get a lot of the rain, and then interior Florida gets a lot of the wind damage and all the stuff.
Yep.
Dude, Wherewithal Moto says it's going to be great for Croom. No doubt, man.
So many stories about that place. I'd love to go there.
Remember Florida Tracks and Trails?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to that place? Did they get bought out and change ownership? They're still around?
Probably, yeah. I'm pretty sure they're still around. I've seen Instagram posts from them before.
Got it. Yeah.
I thought something was kind of cool today. We were talking about fantasy a little bit. I watched all the qualifiers this morning while I was making breakfast because I woke up at like 9 o'clock and there's already like one practice session was done. I was like, what the hell? Like,
man, you're ready to go waking up at 9. Look at you.
I usually wake up at 6:30, so I slept in a little bit today. But
heard that.
Garrett Hoffman was in the 250 Group B, number 242 on the Yamaha. And I just watched him. I watched him ride, and they were focusing on him a lot for the first, few laps of that qualifying. And I was like, this guy can ride. He's riding really well. And I actually picked him for my fantasy team because I was like, this dude looks like he's going to qualify, and he made it in. It was his first main event of his career, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
just a random dude that I'd never heard of before, but I just was like, all right, this guy's riding really good, and he's a Maryland boy, so close to home. So I'm going to have to reach out and see if we get him on the show.
Get him on the show.
We're going to talk about the interview we did a few days ago, or should we start hyping that up a little bit?
Guys, I'll let you release the details because you are super close with them. Yeah. I will say it's our biggest interview to date, works for a major factory team, and it is one hell of an awesome episode and an interview. I mean, I don't even know how long it was, but I think
47 minutes.
We got done talking at 9:30, 10 o'clock. We could have easily ripped until 11:30 midnight, dude. He's such an easy guy to talk to.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was really cool. So we're going to try to drop that next week sometime. So just keep an eye out for that. We talked about everything from guitars to Hayden Deegan, lots of cool stuff.
For sure. Brian Deegan, the goat farm, a lot of fun stuff.
Stories. We got some fun stuff coming up is all I can really say, man. Oh man, I'm excited just thinking about it. He's a cool dude.
100%.
So what else happened today? Let's see who we also got in the results. Tom Vial has been so underwhelming. He's been crashing a lot though. He crashed hard last week.
The weight on the shoulders, brother.
Yeah, he won 2 MX2 World Championships, and then you come over to Supercross, and you're like, oh boy, we got some problems here.
Right.
Actually, got some MX GP updates today. Listening to the Pulp show or one of the other shows, but it's The Coonan brothers are supposed to be coming. The twins supposed to be coming in 2025 right now is the rumor. So not next year, but the year after. So I guess they're going to develop in that MXGP a little bit more. Simon Langenfelder, he's been talking about wanting to come over. He rides for the Gas Factory team over there. He's German kid. He's really fast. And Kyle Wolf, yeah, he's from the Netherlands. He's a great sand rider. I guess he wants to come over as well. So it sounds like USA might be getting some more flavor in the next couple of years.
Where's Jeffrey Hurlings? Come on, brother.
I know they had a qualifying race today. I didn't actually get to watch it. I need to buy that season pass. Is what I need to. It's like $150. But let's see what MXGP updates we got. That's my favorite series. I can't even lie. Sorry, fella.
I love those. I love those tracks. They're so unique.
Yeah, they are so interesting. So Ruben Fernandez actually won the qualifying race today, and Iago Geertz won the MX2. That's pretty cool. Ruben Fernandez has been he's a cool story. You know, he was a privateer. They all have teams. You have to be on a team to race over there, obviously. But came from like a privateer team and got a factory Honda fill-in and turned into a full ride, and he's been killing it. So
the power of opportunity.
Guy crashes more than Sexton does, but I mean, it's all right. Hey, big crasher.
If you ain't crashing, you ain't trying.
That's true. It's a good point. It's a real good point. Yeah. So I mean, this race wasn't a bad race, but it was not nearly as exciting as last
Not the
week.
most exciting. I know. Kind of. No, I don't want to say a letdown because it's not a letdown, but definitely wasn't as exciting as last week. I mean, the first mud race was nuts. That was fun to watch.
Yeah.
The excitement is building for outdoors for me personally, man. I'm hoping you and I can line something up for Unadilla. This will be our first year at Unadilla together since
we're gonna
2015, 16, 17. I'm with it. I
don't care if we have Joe Schmo pit passes or we got the real deal, press passes that we're working on. So
yeah,
we'll be there. We'll have some fun.
Either way, not working. We're not going to be flagging. We're going to be working a different type.
We used to be flaggers, but not this year. We're going to be
No, we're not flagging anymore.
I actually ordered some lapel mics for my phone today, so we should be able to.
Do those work good?
So they were like $30, but they were on sale for $12 on Amazon, and there was like one really good review, like with a video with quality. I was like, I'm buying them. They sounded awesome. So
we use those for our real estate stuff, and they have fantastic quality, almost like podcast microphone quality.
Yeah, they sound sick. Yeah, just want to see Eli go head to head today, and yeah, I
definitely.
Did too. It's just hard watching practice. Webb just doesn't have the spark that he had. He just didn't have it today either. It's so weird.
Dude, you never know. Same thing with Anderson. Where's the fire?
Where's that fire at? I mean,
I miss.
Anderson won 7 races last year, and he's not going to win one this year.
Not one, right?
Not one.
The priorities change. He had a kid.
I mean, that's a thought. I mean, a lot of people are, but then you look at Barsha on the opposite end. Probably the best he's ever been. Had a kid.
Yeah, but Barsha is slightly psycho. Barsha's different. Slightly
psycho. I like
you can tell he is a grown-up child at heart. And he loves it. He's one of those guys. He'll be 60 with the energy level of a 25-year-old, and that's what makes him amazing.
Yep. So he's not like a side by side or a street bike or something. Whatever.
One of my good buddies' grandfather is in his late 70s, early 80s, and he's a retired cop, but he's full of it, dude. Could probably, him and my buddy Steve, they like shadow box each other because they're both law enforcement. One's retired, obviously, one's active. Yeah. And I swear his grandfather could still put the hurt down on people. So that's how Barsha is going to be, I think.
Yeah, Barsha's got the energy. His vlogs have brought such a new light to him. Like, he's just such a fun, like, personable guy. And
for sure,
I feel like he wasn't, because you see him getting these wrecks and hit people, and then you never hear from him for a week. And now it's like, what was it, the one where he posted one a few weeks ago where he's like, everyone keeps saying I'm dirty, and everyone says I'm a dirty rider. I'm super clean. Like,
yeah,
it's funny.
Well, and that's why I think not YouTube, but these guys' personal blogs will somewhat save the sport or make a lot of people more interested in the sport, because think about the reach that the Lawrence brothers have doing their vlogs, or the Deegans. How many new fans and new watchers and eyeballs do Feld and NBC Motorsports get just from their vlogs, right? So it's healthy for the sport all around.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, I wish we could get the numbers on what the Supercross was before Deegan and then for Houston. Like, what was the difference in viewership, especially every weekend with Hayden? Hayden's got to bring, 10 to 50,000 more viewers, maybe?
Possibly,
with
for sure.
Subscribers, I'd imagine it's got to be somewhere around there, right?
Even if it's 1%, that's a nice boost in ratings for NBC. Yeah, and then that's everyone buying all the merch and everything at the races, and
Absolutely. Hey, man. And I'm trying to see who else was worth talking about today. Like, what really? It's probably be a shorter one because not a lot of
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, just watching the 450 main wasn't the most exciting thing, so I feel like we kind of have a little bit of a slower show, but
Kenny started 7th and ended up 3rd. Good job, Kenny.
100%. Love seeing him back up in the top, man. I love Kenny.
I'm here for that all day. Yeah,
Me
Kenny
too.
would have. I didn't think he was going to podium this year, let alone get a win. He gets a win and he podiums a bunch of races. Shout out to him. Honda Suzuki,
Yep.
with the Kickstarter, the bike that everyone was like, oh, it's got a Kickstarter. You can't win on that bike.
I don't understand why that even matters. So can you enlighten me as to why that's a whole thing? Because who cares?
It's that everyone has to have something to talk about, and there's always got
I
to be
guess.
drama and a reason to hate. It's always
Yeah.
like that. I'm involved in like the circle track racing world now a lot more, and those guys are the biggest drama queens I've ever met in my whole entire life.
It's because all they do is take left turns.
Yeah, not the guy I work for. My boss is awesome. He's great, but I mean, we're around the drama, and everyone is just, who's doing this? Who's doing that? Who's with this girl? It's just like, bro, no one cares. And maybe it's like that inside motocross, but you don't hear about it as much. It's like,
Right.
we're out here to ride dirt bikes, and that's what we love to do.
Supertramp says that he couldn't believe they didn't red flag the Heat 1 after Webb got hit. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was a weird spot. You think about like being right after the whoops. I would have thought, if someone got a little whiskey in there and something into that berm. I don't know. Definitely a weird thought. They could have, probably should have. I mean, it's your title guy. Let's make sure he's safe.
That is true. That is true. But then you can't play favorites, right? It's like, oh, a dude in the back of the pack goes down. We're not going to red flag for you, buddy. Tomac's putting in a heater.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you look at, Roger's got a lot of say. Roger DeCoster has quite a bit of say in
Yeah.
all I'm really going to say. So I am surprised. That does make a good point.
Let them hear it. If anybody in the chat watches Formula One Drive to Survive on Netflix, they need to do that for motocross. It would be fantastic. Supercross specifically. It would be great. They did it for golf. I've yet to watch it. I'm a big golf fan. So I have Drive to Survive did a similar style show around golf. And I need to watch it just to compare. And I haven't been golfing. Yeah.
It's about the new World Golf one, right? The Live Golf.
I think so. And I need to watch it just to catch up. So they need to do something for Supercross, dude. I would be hooked. And I think that would open up this sport infinitely, because them doing Drive to Survive on Netflix led to the boom in American F1 following. I'm a product of that myself.
Yeah. You have an F1 channel because of that. I mean, you love it so much. You love talking about it.
Dude, and I know that same thing would happen for motocross, but I mean, I'm sure you got to show Feld the money to get access to that. So
yeah, it would be nice to have a lot more transparency into our sport as far as salaries and that kind of stuff. I think it would open that up a little bit. We'd get maybe like some kind of riders union type of deal.
Oh, don't say that, buddy. You'll be kicked off the internet.
What?
When the U word comes out, things get crazy. You talk about unions.
Riders Association.
Association is with the AMA, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just everything's so private. Like our sport, again, we talk about all the time. Our sport is so big, but it is so small at the same time. And you cannot Google how much money Eli Tomac made, but you can figure out how much money Tom Brady made last year. Like,
yep.
So frustrating. Damn. But I mean, I think you watched that interview with Steve Astaphin, right, on Gypsy. Did you watch any of that?
I did not know. I got to catch up on Gypsy stuff.
He's a big agent. He the family, Ken Roxon's agent, and he was talking about trying to get a series going, like the Drive to Survive. He literally talked about exactly what you said. Like he was looking into it, trying to do it, but they're not interested. We can't get people to do it. We can't get people interested in our sport. We don't know why.
There is something deeper there. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe the amount of people who watch Formula One worldwide is insane. Yeah. I don't know if the numbers can even compare to what motocross or supercross offers, but I know stateside, even if it was a mini series, test the series for the first 3 rounds and see how it goes. I think it would explode. I would love to see behind the scenes interviews with the team guys and, all the way down to the rig staff, things like that. And what goes on at the gate, behind the gate, be great.
I mean, you don't have to be a genius. The world we live in today is transitioning from television to Netflix. I'm pretty sure that every house in America, probably 90% of households, has access to Netflix, right?
Right.
Why, if you do a well enough job, I mean, God, put Wes Williams on it. Put those Verb guys. Put, Eli Moore, Rotocross, like he works for Red Bull and films Red Bull stuff now. Put those guys on it. This Moto Spy was like the closest thing we had. Like if you uploaded Moto Spy to Netflix, for 10 episodes. You can't tell me even that wouldn't do something.
These guys have the bankroll to do it. Let's say Monster Energy Yamaha did it, Red Bull KTM did it themselves, just for their own team, not even to cover everybody else, because Drive to Survive covers all 10 teams.
Well, who funds that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know how the business side of that media stuff works yet. I'm just kind of dipping my toes in it. But I know that if Red Bull KTM, imagine if they came together and you have a behind the scenes look at Cooper Webb's whole life for the race season. You're at his house, you're at it with him traveling, you're going through that. It would give a personal level that a lot of fans probably want,
100%. No, you're 100% right on that. It's hard to think about like why they couldn't do something, it's just like, I almost wonder, like, is it our governing body, quote unquote? Is it Feld? Is it, MX Sports? It's been 40, 50 years of the sport being together, and they're finally working together after that long. So maybe it's going to happen. Maybe it's going to take a little bit, hopefully not another 50 years. Maybe it's going to take more time for them to work together on this, because it only benefits the promoters, right? What is your thought on the business side? Like, what is that? Who gets, everybody benefits, right?
Everyone gets their piece of the pie, or else this wouldn't take place.
Sound right for the TV package.
Yep. Exactly. And of course you're getting the merch, which is why these privateers can't sell their own merch in the dingy pits that they get, which is something I have a massive disagreement with. I would love someone to come on and debate why that's a bad idea. So come on to the show. Let's do it. But at the end of the day, it is a business and they control everything because it's all under NBC Sports and Feld's umbrella. That's fine. But yeah, dude, everyone's getting their cut of the pie, and it might not be big enough to do a massive media push. Or one thing I would like to see would be to chart the viewership numbers over the years, as to if the sport is growing or not based on viewership and everything like that. Are local and regional race applications growing? Are younger people getting in the sport, right? That's the data I want to see.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they probably, with the whole TikTok generation coming up, like probably not growing as much, but I don't know. I could be wrong. And it's just someone like had to go down, or I don't know what it was, but we were on ESPN. We were on the main broadcast on, Saturday, Sunday nights till to like 2005. And then we went over to like Fox Sports. So something changed. Just don't know what.
Viewers going down.
Yeah, viewers
That's
going
the only
down.
thing I can think of, because the TV shows aren't making money.
And that was prime time. That was Carmichael Stewart Reed.
Yeah, the GOAT era.
Yeah.
That's
the first race I remember watching on TV was like probably 03, 04, like Ricky on Honda, like kind of ripping around two-stroke. I don't remember a lot of that stuff when I was young, but those are the best years. Those were some great races.
For sure.
So I don't know. Man. It's strange. It's weird to think about where we're at and like where we could be and why we're not there.
Well, you never know, dude. It could take one change and someone comes in and says, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to make a big media push into whatever. Yeah. And it could happen, which would be so cool. Wasn't there a Loretta's series way back in the day on YouTube? That one guy with the amazing narrator voice covered.
Oh, Troy Adamitis.
Yeah. What was the name of that series? We were delivering furniture in those days.
For Loretta Lynn's. They used to do all the, Verb did a bunch of series. There's always the Moto movies. There's the Great Outdoors. There was a bunch of different.
Yeah, we need that. We need that style to come back. We got to do that.
Adamitis has that voice. It's like,
the voice is fantastic.
He narrate my.
You want to know who would be a great narrator for Supermoto? Would be Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs.
Yes,
that guy's voice is insane.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
Would he do it? I don't know.
Hey, money talks. It's America.
You're damn right. Yoshimoto, second place today. Just trying to run through this. I don't know. Probably hang out for another 10, 15 minutes or something if you want.
Sure. Yeah. I got all the time in the world now.
And we're going to do a full race recap video again. We're going to get it out before Friday this week, I promise. But we'll try to do one like tomorrow or something and just knock it out so we can be on top of things, because I'll be traveling next week. So
yeah, Chris, where you headed? Tell the great people.
Going to Indiana, beautiful, lovely Indiana. I'm actually going to be like half an hour from Crawfordsville, which is Ironman. So that'd be kind of cool to go
Shout
there.
Out.
I'm going to like a haunted place. It's Indiana State Sanatorium, but they actually run a GNCC on the property every year.
Sick.
Summertime. I want to go.
Dude, how was the GNCC race you did way back in the day? Tell us about that.
The J-Day off-road race at Unadilla, that was Probably the most fun I've ever had racing because you get to. It's nice because you show up and you know what time your moto's taking off at. I got there like 2 hours before my first race took off. I wasn't there 6 hours early, you know?
No practice,
Get
nothing
there
like
early.
that.
No practice. Was there? No, because you're riding woods laps. There was no practice.
Okay.
But the day before you could do it was a 2-day thing. So they do they're like the sprint races essentially. Like you're trying to just do sections. It's just like a sprint enduro. And then they do like the full motos the next day, which is 4 laps around Unidilla's hybrid wood track. It was so much fun, man. It was a blast. Again, you're only there for 3 or 4 hours if you want to. You don't got to be there all day.
How'd you finish?
What's that?
How'd you finish?
I sucked. I was horrible. Riding a 4-stroke in the woods my first time was not good.
Okay.
Well, I was a lot fatter than I am, so it was kind of brutal. But
how many riders were there in the race, and then where'd you finish if you can remember?
there was probably they line you up like 2 or 3 classes at a time, and it's one of those like where you kickstart your bike and take off type deals, which is really cool. And I was like second to last in my class. I really didn't do well, but I just had fun. I finished. There's a girl, what's her name? Eden something. She was dating Luke Renslin at the time. They were both there, and she smoked me. Like she was ripping in the woods. I got smoked by a couple girls. Hey, no hate, just mad respect because they're flying through the woods.
It pays to be super light and small.
Absolutely, dude. I know. Actually, my buddy Bill Stalins, who he kind of like talked me into going and racing it. He's in his 40s. I don't know if you've ever met Bill. You probably remember Bill a little bit.
I think so. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he was like second or third overall on all the B guys, like even the young kids. Like he was fast in the woods. So it was pretty
old
cool.
head in the woods.
He's good. That's the thing though. Like you got to be fast, but you got to be smart.
Technical. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really good. Actually, we were talking about doing some kind of 24-hour race this year because they do those up in New York once in a while.
Where?
Like a team race. You take 3 or 4 guys and you guys take turns. You race for literally 24 hours.
Sign me up, dude.
Want to do it?
I'll be cracked out off of espresso and whatever else. I'll drink pre-workout and then we'll just ride all night. Get like a massive, like, I don't even know if they make these, like a 20,000 lumen headlight. just have to run a whole separate power unit just for the headlight. But no, dude, that'd be so fun.
Yeah, you ride in the dark, man. It'd be so much fun. So yeah, we'll talk about that off camera later and we'll set something up. I think it'd be super cool. My dad wants to do it too. So
where's that take place?
They do them just between Syracuse and Utica. There's some places out there, probably even out toward the Buffalo.
I saw like moto videos of the Utica Rome Speedway, and I want to ride that track. Chris, we got to buy a bike. We got to buy bikes, brother. We got to buy bikes.
I know. Got to get a pit bike. We're giving away a pit bike this summer. We're working on that right now. So
you want to give away a pit bike? We'll give away a pit bike.
I think that's a plan, right? We talked about that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Pit bike giveaway. You guys
give away a sick 110. I just got to do a couple wheelies on it first, and then I'll give it to a lucky winner.
We're gonna build.
Chris gonna do some wheelies. I'll do some wheelies, then we'll give it away. Smoke the rear tire first.
Burn out a little bit. I think it'd be fun to do like a bike giveaway because we got the jersey giveaways. We got to pick our 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
That happened fast. We blew past 1,000 real quick yesterday.
It was crazy. It was literally, if you look at the days, I think it was exactly 3 months is when it happened. Like because February is what 2 or 3 days short. 3 days short for February, and we would have been past that number real quick if if we were able to do this full time. Obviously, we've got jobs, but it's just cool to see the support. Want to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out with us for sure. Yeah, thank you. I
know I think it's all on you guys. Yeah,
Grace was kind of like me, but yeah, if you have any topics or anything, always appreciate seeing your guys' name in the comment section of the videos too. Like we asked, what kind of bikes you ride and the gear you like, but we're just trying to get more interaction, and it is cool. We both read all those. Matt replies to every single one. I
try to reply to all the comments, even all the trolls. I have fun with the trolls because I'm a troll myself. So
yeah, it's the clickbait comments. It's just like, oh, it's clickbait. It's clickbait. Oh, Tomac did crash last week.
Dude, that's why I don't understand. I mean, I understand the concept of clickbait, but everything in our last video, from the title to the thumbnail, everything happened in the race.
Yep.
But it's funny because on some of the videos that I do separate that have a decent viewership, everyone else has the same thing. So it's almost like a rite of passage where it's like, okay, once you have a video that surpasses like 5-10K views, clickbait.
They hate us because they ain't us.
They ain't us, dude.
Always like that.
So if you had to race all over again, would you prefer to do outdoors or would you prefer to do like GNCC kind of enduro stuff?
Like being the rider that I am now, I would probably do more enduro, like racing type GNCC off-road stuff, probably the J-Day series or like alone. It's just track time, I don't know if I mentioned it, but the J-Day race is literally 30 minutes. You get 30 minutes of racing. That's more than you get in like a full race day with like District 3. You get 10 to 12 laps on one of those race days. So
yes, dude, I'm all about I'm all about preserving time and time management. To know when your moto starts, how long it is, and when it's over is crucial. Because how many times when we would race Thunder Ridge or wherever we're racing, we show up at 6 a.m. and we get to do 8 laps or 4 laps, and then we go home. And it's like, well, dude, it's not even worth it for a plastic trophy.
Between practice and your first moto, the track is cooked. You don't know the lines. You're supposed to send it the first lap and just pray that the lines are good.
Right.
That you can
and then by the way, they might send quads out.
Oh yeah, that's the other problem is we always dealt with quads, and I have no problem with quad riders, but they should be separate days or separate times because it does ruin the track. We ruin their track, they ruin our track. It is what it is.
Yep,
it's a two-way street there. So
it is two-way.
And the other thing that gets me to it pisses me off. I understand Loretta Lynn's does it this way, but there's like 43 classes on any race day: 65cc, 7 to 9, 10 to 11, junior mini, senior mini, open mini. Mini 12 to 13. We don't need all those classes. Give them like 10 to 15 minute motos. Let them race a class or two. Let's drop it to like 15 classes.
Right. But I mean, then you're putting stress on the guys watching to make sure they're scoring it right because we don't have transponders.
No. One track, the Lanterns is the only track I know in our district that has transponders now. Like, you have to do it. That's expensive. It's cheap. Shout out to Moto Mission for doing that because they're legends for that.
We're going to be back in New York together this summer at some point. We'll have to go, whether it's whether it's August or September. Are they doing those races still at the Lanterns, Utica, Rome?
They had one last night.
We'll have to, we're going to have to go and just hang out, kind of say what's up to everybody and, just hang out for the night.
You racing.
Dude, I'll ride your dad's bike. I haven't ridden a 2-stroke in almost a decade, but we'll do it.
Have some fun. I'm going to bring my pit bike back. I'm trying to.
That'd be so fun, dude.
Figure that out. It'd be a good time. They do pit bike races there. They're so much fun. I don't condone it, but most of the kids get hammered and then they go race.
Yeah.
I don't really condone that, but it's a good time. A lot of fun.
Hey, different strokes for different folks. All I know is your 110L was a blast to ride. That bike was so fun.
Still is. Still haven't done top end. Still runs like a top.
Unbelievable.
She's great. What about you though? You're talking about the wood stuff. Like, what would you prefer? What would your ideal race ride day be?
I mean, I would love to do outdoors in the same time framed fashion that is GNCC. Yep. I would happily sacrifice not having practices just to show up and know when my motos are and when I can leave, to be honest. I don't need to park at my preferred spot and all that stuff. Just show up, kind of do my thing and leave. But the thing is, dude, it's the camaraderie aspect. Because we would show up together, our families are hanging out, you and I are hanging out. That's what makes it fun. But when we're not riding at when we're not riding at a competitive level, that's what the Saturdays were great. The open practices are fun. We're there for 5-6 hours riding whenever we want.
Thornwood Thursdays were my favorite, dude. So much fun.
Dude, the Thornwood was great. Have you ridden their new track layout?
Yeah, not last year, but the year before. It kind of sucks thinking about it. I didn't ride Thornwood last year, but yeah. It's a good time, dude. I love Thornwood. It's a good
for sure. Everybody who's still hanging with us in the live chat, if you had to race GNCC, enduro, supermoto, anything like that, what would you rather ride? Let us know now that you're a little bit older, because I think we're probably all around the same age.
Yeah, we're getting up there in age. We're all getting old and everything. Yeah, I always think too, like I never really got a good chance at Supercross, but when I was that one summer, I dropped down to like 200 pounds. I was like 198 was like my lowest I got. I was in good shape. I'm 6'4", so that's like a normal-ish weight, but I was comfortable on the bike and I was the best I've ever ridden. Yeah. I think it would have been cool to try Supercross and like see because you don't have to be like outdoor, wide open, fast for Supercross, but you got to be very skilled and bike skill and technical. And I think I had some of that at like my peak, like kind of like technical, but
you never rode the Twister Valley Supercross track?
Never rode that. I think maybe like one time, but that place was not my favorite. So
no, that place needed a lot of work. But it was the only place that had like, I think, a Supercross track.
Yeah.
But no, dude, I think, and that's why it's incredibly hard to mess with you on a track because of your size, dude. No one's cleaning out someone who's 6'4". And especially if you're coming in elbow to elbow, like you have so much mass, you could just kind of put yourself down. And I've seen you do it. So it's like, it's kind of hard to bump you off.
You want some of this? Come here.
Yeah, right.
I actually went over the bars in 2019 at Unadilla. Like the only time I've like had like a bad crash like that, I got like too much front brake and flipped a little bit over the bars because someone stopped in a rut and fell.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
So like
I remember running over some kid because he fell in a rut.
My big ass was flipping through the air. That's a problem. It was not good. We got problems.
I remember watching Justin Cooper at Unadilla Amateur before he even turned pro. The kid was on an 80. The most unbelievable thing I've ever seen
He
from
probably
an
off the
amateur.
gas for combined like maybe 10 seconds around that track. It was like a minute and a half.
Yeah, it's unreal, dude.
Oh, unreal.
Yep.
And Nick Romano, we talked about that with our interviewee the other night. Nick Romano is a New York kid. And I watched him on a Cobra 50 every jump on the Unadilla Pro or amateur track, like nothing. He was hitting ruts like just wide open. There's a big step up in the middle, and he was hitting that on a 50. I was like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah. Sending it, Dad. What are you doing?
When you got it, I guess, But now he's got a Star Yamaha ride, so. Dude, we're so old. God, I hate it so much.
No, dude, we're not old.
We're old.
We're old compared to.
Moto said an FTR race. What is an FTR race?
I'd be lying if I knew what that was. Wherewithal, what is an FTR race, man?
It's got to be an abbreviation. I'm trying to think that. Like, I feel stupid right now. FTR race. Yeah, Dade City tomorrow. Oh, so that's a local Florida boy.
Florida.
But I don't see him in Dade City.
Dude, I wish I was closer to all those tracks. So Wherewithal, I live just outside of Tampa, and I'm always trapped from all the races because of traffic.
Yeah.
Wounded Tiger, I'm slow too, man. Don't worry about it.
low and slow. It's fun being out in the woods, and J-Day puts in those little trick sections with logs and all that stuff. So it's kind of cool. Oh, Florida Trail Riders. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I'm from New York, so I don't know. I've never heard of that.
We're NYTR, New York Trail Riders.
Syracuse area Trail Riders.
I will say, I was never a big fan of the massive puddles and getting soaked, like that aspect of like GNCC, like woods riding.
Dude, when you're out there, and it makes it, if you feel so like accomplished when you're done, it's such a good feeling riding the mud.
Yeah,
like that.
It's like an Iron Man.
It makes you feel like a badass. You're like the slowest guy out there. Like, but you get off and you're like, damn. Makes you feel good inside,
Right.
At least every time I raced the woods, I was awful. Absolutely. There was probably 3 people that I was faster than. So
my dude, Wherewithal's in Pasco, not too far, man. Good stuff, dude. See, the world is so small. The world is so small.
Have a Florida ride day.
I'm like 30 minutes from Pasco County. Super close. Wounded Tiger was racing motocross when DeCoster was the champion.
So what, 77, 78? Don't let me find you there. I could be wrong on that. I think one DeCoster won a championship. I think it was the 70s, right?
Could be.
Roger DeCoster. Champion. Roger DeCosta. He competed from 66 to 1980. Oh my God.
66 to 80? Savage.
Yeah. Oh, I said hi to him one time. It was like one of the greatest moto accomplishments I've ever had. I literally just said hi.
And he looks back at you. He's like, who are you?
It was an accident. And at that GP, I was wearing a full American kit. So he's probably like, damn, this guy's drunk or high. Both.
No one messed with you?
No, dude. We met the nicest people ever at those events.
That's awesome.
They love it. The American fans get treated so well. And I think we treat
awesome.
everybody well when they come over here. So I wish I could talk about the Redbud 2018 when I went, because I have so many stories I cannot talk about, but oh my God.
Like legal reasons?
Yeah, probably. Just the things I saw in the pits at nighttime. Lot B at Redbud.
Just a lot of degeneracy, if that's even a word. A lot of degenerates in the pits at night.
Talking really say. That's a long time in foreign suspension. Yeah, those bikes. Oh, my mom's got a 79K E100 that I ride around for a pit bike. It's the most fun, but no suspension. The seat's
just
about
bouncing. Yep.
18 inches wide, which is great for my big ass. Feels good.
Hey.
Like a couch.
Yep.
The good old days.
The good old days, dude.
If we got any Twitter updates about any of the race stuff. Yeah, it was interesting to think about. Lewis Phillips tweeted earlier that KTM has no factory riders in the 450 class.
That's not good. Not good PR.
Yeah, no. Grant Harlan dislocated his shoulder. Grant Harlan also decided to show up on a 2023 model YZ450 after not riding it even 5 minutes. Just showed up and said, hey, I'm going to ride this thing today, and made it in the main.
Look what happened, though.
Kind of stupid, right?
Yeah, but this track looked like it just reached up and grabbed a lot of people today that weren't ready for it.
100%. But also, like, you've ridden a new bike. You know what that feels like. You're going to go ride a thing on a supercross track.
Right.
No experience. I know it was the only option, but come on, bro. Bro.
Bruh.
It's all good. I hope he's all right. I hope he heals up. That's a rough one.
For sure.
Benny went down pretty hard. Bummer for Benny.
Did Jared Lesher get in on his 2-stroke today? I don't think so.
No. It had to be tough for him with all the ruts and everything.
Yeah. No
Max-
power on a track like that, man.
That was brutal. Devin Simonson, Chase Marquier, Logan Carnell, Joshua Cartwright, Tristan Lane, Kevin Rans, Justin Starling, all privateers.
Yep.
Really impressive. You guys are on it right now. What do you think, man? You got anything else for today?
No, looking forward to next weekend. Very, very much looking forward to outdoors.
Yeah.
Just in that mode, I think we can say Tomac's got it locked up for Supercross. It's been real. It's been fun. Just looking forward to outdoors because that's where the money's on the line for 30 minutes.
Oh, 100%. It's going to be really good. Those long motos.
Yep.
It's nothing better than getting home and getting inside on a hot summer day at the AC. I was watching, 4 straight hours of racing. Like, yeah.
Yep. Wherewithal, when you're riding down here with the heat, especially as we start getting into the more humid hurricane season, what does that feel like? I've never ridden a bike down here in that level of heat, but I know in the summer in New York, it definitely sucks when it's that hot. So I'm curious what your thoughts are because, dude, I feel like I'd probably pass out.
I've done 95 with humidity.
Mm-hmm.
That was rough. You get off the track and it literally feels like someone like blowing a hot air fan in your face.
Right.
Yeah. It's like you're melting. Like find shade as soon as you can.
Dude, I want to go back to those days where we were all hanging out at the tracks, man. I want to go back to that. It's fun.
Oh, you got to move closer to home, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Got to go. Bye, Florida. Not Florida's a place to be. I don't blame you.
The economy and the political climate and everything for work right now is just too hard to walk away from, unfortunately.
What do you think about like being a snowbird?
In my ideal world, given my profession, I would love to spend June to January in New York, and then middle to the end of January straight through to June down here.
Sounds realistic, right?
Yeah, Wherewithal has to stop every 15 minutes, dude. I freaking believe it.
But
with humidity, bro, it gets to like 100 in I think the hottest I've ever seen down here was 106 with humidity. That was a couple summers ago. So with gear on, with boots, with your helmet, all your heat is trapped in your extremities. It probably feels like $130, maybe. I don't know if that's accurate. And your elevated heart rate and everything else.
Yeah, I've heard from someone who knew like a lot about weather that like the hottest it can actually get like scientifically is like 110 with humidity, like full humidity. It's wild how that works. But humidity kills you, man. It's brutal.
Yeah, it is.
But probably
Dog Lover, never too late to the show, man. We're just kind of wrapping things up. Bench racing. The race was kind of boring. Nothing too crazy. Some guys got hurt in 450s, but Tomac pretty much locked it up today. And we're just kind of talking about the good old days right now.
I mean, we can all confidently say that, right? We're pretty sure Tomac's got it locked up.
So Wherewithal drives for UPS and the back of his truck gets to 135. What do you think, bro? What do you think those semis were when we delivered furniture? When we would take the furniture off the semi trucks?
Close.
How hot? Definitely close.
110, 115. I mean, there were days you walk in there and you're soaking wet.
Definitely not as hot as 135, but dude, those days were hot.
What's up, Matt? We watch outdoors. It'll be on Peacock. We got the full packages here, so I'm happy about that. Peacock's been great.
Good stuff, man. We got to get your dad on the pod. We got to have a good season with your dad.
I know he's probably got some good stories. I'm sure. We've had lots of fun riding, man. It's just all those days, like you said, going to the track with everybody. Like you meet up at the gas station, and you guys follow each other there, and it's just BSing and.
Yep. Dog Lover is writing a 3-page essay due at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. My dude, we got Chat GPT. You don't got to write that no more.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have read a single thing. I would tell them
I heard that they have software now for teachers and educators to use for plagiarism stuff from AI.
Really? How?
Yes. Yeah. So it determines what the likelihood would be that it was written by an AI language model.
All I would say is that I would tell ChatGPT to write it like I'm like an IQ of like 73. Make it sound stupid.
Write it for someone with a 4th grade reading level.
Probably would. Dude, ChatGPT
there is
crazy. I wrote a press release the other day. Hey, you don't need Pro. You can do it for free. Can you? I've been using it all week and I've had no problems. I don't pay for it.
I don't know. There's no ventilation in a box truck. That is for sure, dude.
Yeah.
No way.
UPS. I mean, I respect that job for sure. I don't know if you guys would do that. And
UPS, Amazon, FedEx, especially around the holidays. Actually, wherewithal, what do you do with the gated communities down here? Because a lot of the homes and subdivisions are in gated communities. What does that do if people aren't giving you the gate codes, et cetera? That's got to be super, super annoying. Matt Moody, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, Matt. Thank you, sir.
Doug Glover said ChatGPT is very limited on mobile.
I feel you, man. It's rough out there. It is rough.
Dude, we got to line up the times where we're going to be. Do you think you can spend some time in New York in the summer?
I'd like to.
The first week and the last week of September, I'm slammed. But those weeks in the middle, we should try to line up some stuff, get together.
Okay. No, we need to. I think that's got to happen.
Yep.
For content wise and. Sorry, I'm just checking something real quick.
No, you're good. Good thing you guys have the gate codes for all those subdivisions that have gates. Fun story. So I'm a real estate agent here amongst many other things in Florida. And I actually lost a client, a multi-million-dollar client, because the listing agent did not give me the gate code for the subdivision. So they went to the wrong gate, put in the wrong code, and got pissed at me because I did not give them the proper code. They ended up buying a house with someone else, and I lost like 20 to 30 grand in commission because of that. So always have them gate codes on you, baby.
I had to feel real good.
I was a little pissed, but dude, it's just, it comes with it. It's part of the business, bro.
I'd be upset too. That's frustrating as hell.
Hell yeah, man.
Damn.
Did you take the Harley out today? I saw an Instagram story of you trying to warm up.
A little ride. No, that was from last weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was on a low key morning. It was cold and the weather's been kind of crappy, but the sun's out right now. I kind of want to go fish for a little bit. I might go out and try to
do it, man. Go throw a line in.
I haven't gone fishing yet this year. I still don't have my fishing license, but I'm just gonna send it.
Heard that.
Just gonna send it. Guys, come on, any of the races at the end of the year in California? It's possible if we keep doing what we're doing, and not to sound cocky or like we're better than anybody, but if we keep doing what we're doing, we get attention, we get some kind of brand deals or something that lets us go to the races, then we're going to do it 150% because that's where I personally, like, my goal with this is to be able to travel to all the races. I know Matt has a lot on his plate. Don't know if that's going to be possible to go to all of them, but if we can both go to even 10 a year together would be awesome, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And, the goal is, of course, to provide the best motocross content and supercross content possible from the media standpoint. To make that happen. And I think that is a requirement for us to go to the races. We just got to find time and the support to put that together because it is not cheap. But if we can have the proper access to provide the right content and with proper tax and some other strategies, we can actually make it work, which would be fun to do.
I mean, it's not that we're trying to, it's not about money, but it's got to kind of be profitable at some point too. We can't just be going broke over this.
Well, if we're going to go full time at it, like you and I both plan to do, it's got to make a decent amount of money. What do you guys think about us starting a website and almost like a newsletter kind of article website, similar to what Transworld would be or something like that? We're trying to find a unique spin to it, but we're thinking of doing something like that. Let us know in the chat what you guys think. But Dog Lover, we would most likely be starting at Unadilla and trying to figure out something from there for other races.
Yeah, I want to hit Butts Creek if I can, because that's so close to where I live now. So it's in like 2 hours.
Oh, there you go.
I'm home for Unadilla.
Yep. Unadilla is just so special.
Like, imagine if we have like another title come down to the last round like we did last year. It would be worth spending money to go out to California and just watch that with Jet and Chase and Eli. Whoever else is in there.
For sure, man.
It makes me all tingly inside. If you're going to watch a race too, like, I don't know, you got to watch like the last race at Paula Fox Raceway, whatever they call it. That was a good one last year.
Was it?
Sexton threw it away. Yeah, Tomac had it, or he had it.
Do you like Tomac better on a Yamaha or on a Cowie?
Yamaha. He looks like a totally different guy.
Totally different dude. And I would love to have a conversation with Eli and John about the decision to switch and what happened behind the scenes. Ooh, that would be spicy.
He's mentioned some brief stuff, but I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a lot more there that we haven't.
Oh, for sure. John was pretty much like they weren't giving us anything we wanted. So it almost seems like they were kind of pushed out of Cowie to make room. But I mean, making them pay for it now, man.
Tomac wanted his cable clutch, had to run hydraulic clutch, which he hates.
Yep.
Which good thing Yamaha probably made it optional. That's probably part of the reason this year.
Right.
Man. Yeah, Doug was at that one. Saxon should have won that championship, but the pressure got to him. He made a dumb mistake and crashed, and
Yes,
said sayonara, see you later, bye.
Yep. Are there any notable agents in this sport? Like I know football and MLB has literally like they're almost celebrity kind of people that are agents. I would love to get some of them and see if they're willing to come on the show and talk about some of the behind the scenes stuff.
And Lucas Myrtle.
Are you friends with them?
Steve Massafin, Jimmy Button. What is next racer? I don't know if we'd be able to get those guys. It'd be cool if we could, but I don't think who else. Sexton has I forget the dude's name. He was Roxon's guy. He worked at Fox forever. But
Can you text me? Can you text me that list of people when we get done?
Yep.
Because I would like to start reaching out to those guys.
Get some agents on the sport. Do a little business podcast. Some business.
Yeah. Well, we know the surface level racing stuff. Would it be great to sit down with Kenny and Eli and everybody like that? Of course it would be. And I hope one day we are privileged and fortunate enough to do that. Yep. But there is a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that no one knows about, might not even hear about ever. And I think that would give us a nice little insight onto a different side of the sport. I mean,
for sure,
we're going to ask the same questions to Kenny that Pulp does, that everyone else. It's like just going to be the same thing.
Beaker, that's what I'm thinking of. We got Beaker. He works with Sexton. There's not a ton that are like super public, I think Tomac does his own deals with his dad. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know of an agent for Tomac.
Well, you got to think it makes sense from a monetary standpoint to do a lot of your own deals, provided you have the legal ability to do so, or just pay an independent attorney to review. Yeah, because Steve Astafin, no idea how much he makes on a percentage side, but I know for some of the MLB and NFL contracts, dude, these guys are getting 2 to 6, 8%, sometimes 10% of these contracts, and then just let's say you're Aaron Rodgers' agent, you just signed for $104 million through 2024. I think, you can fact check me on the numbers, but let's just use that for numbers' sake.
Yep.
Dude, take 3% of that. You don't have to work for the rest of the year. And that's what those guys do for all their endorsements. Think about Tom Brady's agent. Dude, those guys are celebrities, man. They make bank.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be a hard job, but like you said, you have to pass the bar or whatever.
Yep.
Now, how is that? Is that through the sports themselves, or is that just like state law? How does that work?
I want to say it's state law, because to practice law and contractual law, you have to pass the bar exam. I do not know, because I know that there's reciprocity for the licenses, meaning your California license might be good in Nevada, Arizona, but not good in Oregon and Washington. I don't know.
When I think dirt bikes, I don't think any of these guys have passed the bar personally, but it could just be
me. I mean, to provide legal representation, you have to, at least in the NFL and MLB world. So
the world agent's probably a very loose word. They probably oversee their deals.
Yep.
But no, you're right.
But I mean, if maybe they're just getting paid a flat fee to help them negotiate, you don't need the license. Like for the stock trading stuff, you need to be a financial advisor to tell people, right? But the thing is, if you don't have a financial advisor license, people can give you donations, and that's how you get around it.
I'm sure they work around it. I mean, nothing against these guys, but
yeah,
you listen to them talk, and they don't scream, "I passed the bar," but I could be wrong.
Future MX does a show digging in depth on what it takes to race and run a team. Would love to watch that. I'll look into that.
Yeah, for sure.
Jet Rider said they won't talk about behind. That's why they're on the other shows.
No, that's definitely true. I mean, it's very private. A lot of privacy.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people don't like talking about money.
I agree with like you and me not talking about money in front of everyone watching the show. But when you're professional athletes, and that's kind of the way the world works, and for transparency, I feel like it's cool. but I mean, nothing we can do about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, man, it's so tough to approach it from that angle because I mean, everyone's always awkward and uncomfortable talking about money for a lot of different reasons. And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But I think if you're a high performing athlete or anything like that, I think it's worth talking about because what if they don't make a lot of money?
That's true.
Relative to other professions, athletes, or whatever, what if Tomac's contract per year is less than a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills salary?
It might be.
It'd be interesting just to know. Like, all right, cool, dude. He makes 800 grand, you make 400. Fascinating.
He took a pay cut to go to Star from Cowie, so I mean, it's possible.
Right.
That's an interesting thing about that stuff. And again, that's why like sport grew, and we had our little driven to ride type of show, whatever it is, Ride to Survive.
Yep. Ride to Survive, baby.
Ride to Survive. It'd be kind of cool. Shoot, I got a camera. Let's just go do it ourselves. We got iPhones.
Yeah, we got 4K cameras in our pockets all the time.
Yeah, we'll film our own series. We don't need them.
That's it.
What do you think about the broadcast? As far as Bubba, McGrath, and Ricky, was it better today? How'd you feel about it?
I always love having James in the booth, man. But I thought the broadcast was good, not too corny. You could definitely tell that when what's his face was on the ground with Eli Tomac's mechanic. Kind of just weird to me. What are you telling him? I'm putting his lap time on the board. Well, obviously,
yeah.
Like, yes, that's what you're doing.
I would hate to bother those guys while they're in that zone.
I'd be like, I hate to do this to you, man. I'm so sorry, but we're live in 3, 2, 1.
My job, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I thought it was good. What'd you think of the broadcast overall?
It was good. I love, like, you know when it's coming, but they start talking about Deegan, and you hear James say, "I'm feeling dangerous," and he guy starts going off with his little thing. It's funny. So
I would love to show up at James's house, just hang out with him for a day. Be cool. Not too far from Orlando.
Probably the funniest dude ever. And just
seems like a totally different guy now that he's completely out of the formal racing scene and he's just on the media side.
He
totally
probably
different cat.
Press after 20, not 20, probably 15, 20 years though, of just pure like.
And dude, think about how fast he had to grow up from the amateur side of things, dealing with the racism stuff that his father explained that he sheltered James from, and then what James ultimately learned, and just always being ripped on in the media. Dude, it probably does wear on you over the years. And just think, even after he won those races and titles and championships and everything else, it's almost like it still wasn't good enough, So it's just takes a lot.
Yeah, it's stuff we don't talk about enough. I mean, James Hayden, same thing, has a camera in his face his whole career. You have to grow up fast. You can't make mistakes. Can't say the wrong thing. I mean, Haley did. Haley said something that got her in a lot of trouble, and that's just.
What'd she say? I didn't know that.
Just a slur, just talking about like handicap people.
Oh,
or someone something bad, but I mean, you just can't.
Right.
You can't do that when there's cameras in your face.
No, television has rules, unfortunately.
Yeah, she did that.
Fortunately,
she did it at the Mint, which is like one of the reasons that a lot of people don't like let their live audio feed out to public. Like me and CJ had ours live, and we were like a little worried because one of your teammates comes up on you and they're trying to pass you, and you start swearing or saying stuff like, I don't want to offend anybody, and you can't cut it when it's live on YouTube.
Right. And when you're racing, dude, it's no holds bar. I'm swearing, I'm cussing, I'm saying things that I don't mean, but
it's just the way it is, It's no excuse to say anything messed up or against anybody derogatory, but
we're all adults.
We're adults. Yeah. So Matt said the Coliseum is a $10 million race to the winner. If that's true, then that's how can I sign up?
Yeah, I'll put my life on the line. I don't care.
I'll be dropping nails on the sight lap. Marbles.
Like Super Mario. I'll be like, whoa,
where'd that go, bro? Send somebody with like a blow dart gun and take everybody out.
Right. Dude, you want to know what looks fun is doing like extreme, like the karting races, like with the super fast, like the go-karts with like the 125 or 250cc 2-stroke motors. Those look fun.
Be a good time.
Yep.
And I don't know. Just the asphalt thing. I'm just not
a fan.
I've tried so hard. I have zero interest in anything that races on asphalt. I don't know why. I've tried.
I'm telling you, watch Formula One. Watch Formula One.
I watch the highlights. I watch the videos you make, and I'm just like, paint still drying on the wall.
MotoGP is
bad.
I love MotoGP though. MotoGP is fun.
I've tried, dude. I even used to try to play the video game to get into it. I'm just like, bro, this is just. I want to throw some whips. I want to jump some.
Yep. Have you watched Drive to Survive?
I haven't. No.
Put it on tonight.
Think about it.
I bet you're hooked on Formula One by the end of the second or third season.
I gotta watch 2 or 3 seasons. Oh, you're killing me.
You gotta learn the teams and how the races work and the schedules and everything like that, brother. I'm telling you, is fascinating.
See what I can do. No promises.
Nah, dog.
I'm busy. I got videos to edit.
Want to wrap it up?
No, I mean, I'm not. But yeah, probably. There's not really a ton more going on. We're just hanging out. So I know we got 13, 14 people in here.
7:05
It's getting late. It's getting
on the
late.
East Coast.
Almost dinner time. Y'all have any other questions before we log off of here? Like I said, we're going to do a full race recap video and upload it hopefully Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, don't come for us in the comments telling us that we're slow. We actually have jobs.
Someone tried to say it was last year. I was like, bro, no, it was last week, but not last year. Come on.
Win some, you lose some, Christopher.
I know. You do though. But yeah, I guess we're
Forgot to go to the gym today. That's a bummer. I need to go, but they're going to close in an hour.
They close at 8.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What gym do you go to?
See, dude, Dog Lover likes MXGP. You're a huge MXGP fan.
Let's go. They do a really good job. I have not watched those Behind the Gate series yet, which sounds like they're trying to do like a Drive to Survive type of deal.
Love it.
I've heard
Love
really
it.
good stuff. Those guys have personalities. It's just the language barrier is tough a lot of the times, but something we've talked about too, like when Gypsy talked about it with Shimoda. Like Shimoda makes like the best vlogs, and it's almost better when he doesn't speak English and they just like caption it, because he gets to be himself and he gets to like let his personality out. If he doesn't know how to say what he wants to say in English, it's like it's not as exciting, you know. So that was kind of cool to think about. But appreciate you guys. Thanks everybody. Thanks Wherewithal. Jet Riders. I'm doing this for 53 years. I'd love to have a chat with you guys. For sure, man. Let's do it.
Always down. Eric Frederickson. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, appreciate that a ton. I got all the comments, and that stuff just means the world to us, because again, we're just a couple of nobodies.
Yeah.
Talking about dirt bikes, and we love having you guys here.
It's crazy to think that this just started from an idea, and then it just grows, and it just grows and grows from there. It's awesome.
That
So
FOMO, that fear of missing out really does a lot to you, because that's how I felt every day for 2 months. I find
it's like when you're passionate about something, dude, it's so worth it. I could talk about Formula One motocross like for hours. We could stay on this till midnight, dude.
Yeah. That's probably one of
so
my
fun.
like worst, features of the person is like I'm not interested in other sports, and I try to talk me into Formula One, but I just don't. Like I don't care. Like, I care about dirt bikes.
Yeah.
That's what it's my
and that is the beautiful thing about sports, is that the level of passion that comes with it, dude. It's you can't beat it. Like I'm the same way around certain business topics. I can nerd out and talk about it until the cows come home. Yep. And it's like, like my brother is an NFL connoisseur, and I'm just like, dude, I don't really give a shit. It doesn't do that for me.
I think I liked it because it was all snacks. Like my mom used to make snacks as a kid all day, and cheese trays and the chicken wing dip. And
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's why I like football.
Bro, that's why I love going to your house, because your mom puts out so much food.
Tons of food. Like I don't care about the game. I'm like, oh, what am I eating today?
I remember one time when I came over, dude, your mom made catering trays of like chicken and potatoes and corn. And it was me, you, your dad, your sister, Mary, like everyone was just chilling. And I'm like, there's enough food here for a high school graduation party.
Every meal. That's what she does.
We're just hanging out.
Best cook in the world. It's amazing.
Yep. No, dude, your mom kills it.
That's why I'm so batting me up.
Well, how's the carnivore diet treating you coming into almost May already?
Awesome, man. I am down 35 pounds the other day. I went off track for Easter when I was home. I can't lie, it was really bad. Didn't really stick to it. Just it was with my family. My mom made lasagna, and I was like, I'm sticking. I'm gonna eat some lasagna,
For sure.
But I feel good. My energy and sleep is good. I'll see how it is long term, but I'm sticking with it 100%.
So, and you're like not busting your balls here, but you're not really going to the gym that much, right? So imagine how you would feel hitting the gym 3-4 times a week, dude.
Well, I was doing that from like September to like January. It was literally the move, and then things changed, priorities, filming. We just been so busy. But yeah, the carnivore diet that I'm on is literally meat, dairy, no vegetables, no nothing. Meat and dairy is all you eat. So I eat a lot of steak, I eat a lot of eggs, cheese, sour cream, all that kind of stuff. And please, I'm not a medical advisor. Please go see your doctor. Talk to them before you consider starting it. I don't want to be the one responsible.
We don't know a damn thing we're saying.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. But I've had the greatest results in the past 3 months. Everybody looks at you funny when you show up to work with literally a bowl of steak and eggs that I cooked in the morning. And I'm
Hell
eating
yeah, dude.
these, but it is what it is. I
Dog
don't
Lover says he
think-
wants to lose 100 pounds, dude. Give him some tips.
That's
You've
where
been
I'm
there.
at, man. Honestly, drink tons of water. Look into carnivore if you want to try it. I don't know. I think it's a great thing for me. Reddit's the best thing for me. I go on Reddit and I read people's success stories and YouTube success stories. I want to hear from real people. I don't want to hear from someone who was bought and paid for by the FDA. And they're
Facts.
trying to tell us that cereal is healthier than eggs, so they can go F themselves.
Yep. I'll tell you what. General Mills comes on this show. I
Mhm.
will give $100,000 to your charity of choice if you can prove to me how cereal is healthier than anything else
Eggs.
for breakfast.
They said it was healthier than eggs.
Yep. Come on the show. Happy to give you 100 grand.
Oh god, I see we're going moto channel.
No, I don't care because
love
health,
it.
the health of this country and the fitness level of this country bothers me to death. And I'm not going to get on that soapbox and rant, but that's just how I feel about it.
Frustrating.
But dude, it's funny you say that about Reddit because I did an internship when I was coming out of high school.
Yep.
And a kid that I was interning with from a different school was obsessed with Reddit. And I
Mhm.
could never just get into it. I was more of a YouTube guy. I like videos rather than articles, but he was massive on Reddit.
Yeah, no, Reddit just has, in my opinion, the most unbiased. Obviously, you go to like a carnivore page, you're gonna hear everyone talk about carnivore, obviously, but you get the real reviews, and YouTube has been great too for video comments. You know, there's people that do carnivore that have left success stories, and it's so much positivity. It's just the fact that like everyone thinks like I eat 7 or 8 eggs every day, and everyone thinks my cholesterol is supposed to be going rocket high, but doctors don't understand cholesterol necessarily, like modern discoveries in health and different things they've realized. I don't know. All I can say is that I'm doing just fine. I'm healthy. Everything's good.
Sure.
Losing weight, nutrition.
Once again, consult your doctor for listening to us.
Yes, absolutely. Again, don't know what
But-
I'm talking about, but
No, one thing now, do you get your blood work done?
I mean, I don't have health insurance. I should probably say yes
Okay.
and lie about it, but
Well-
I don't. I haven't.
Well, one thing that I struggle with heavily is sleep.
Mhm.
And I don't know if that comes from a nutrient sort of, yeah, well, that too, bro. I don't know if that comes from a nutrient standpoint.
Deficit.
My lifestyle is I'm very disciplined. My lifestyle is well under control. I don't know if it's my bed. I don't know.
It's probably
um,
the pre-workout, honestly.
Yeah, it's the amount of caffeine I ingest is very bad.
At 8 p.m.
But yeah, dude, I just slammed probably 2 shots of espresso about an hour ago. But coffee doesn't do much for me. I drink it all the time, dude, especially being Italian. You know how it is, bro. It's whatever. But
Man, because
I'm dying to get my testosterone levels checked
not a bad idea.
and see where I stack up. I mean, I wouldn't even be opposed to getting on TRT. I've talked to some of my friends in the bodybuilding space that are incredibly strong. Some guys at my gym who are old enough to be my dad that are 3 times stronger than I am, and I'm not weak by any means.
Mhm.
And dude, they say that they feel amazing, but the risks that come with it could be pretty scary. So health is nuts all around. Eric Fredrickson, I take CBD every night, man. That is so true. So true.
Matt Moody said the best gym in the world is top of a dirt bike. I do not disagree. If you could ride dirt bikes 4 or 5 days a week,
Facts. Especially in the summer, you're dripping. It's over with.
Mark said the same thing. Mark Ryber said ride with full gear, you'll lose weight. And the problem is that I used to do that and I didn't lose weight. I was riding 2 or 3 times a week, but it's like going to the track and like eating potato chips, between motos or eating junk food. And for me,
Correct.
I found that carbs, at least complex carbs like rice and that kind of stuff, just makes me gain weight. I gain weight a lot faster.
Mhm.
I cut carbs out and I lose weight so easily. My problem was that like last summer, I would run 3 to 4 times a week, count calories, probably the healthiest I've been as far as fitness and everything when I was going to the gym. And over 3 months, I didn't lose more than 10 pounds. And that was the biggest kick in the nads for me. Like, what am I doing right now? I'm running
Right.
3 miles, 3 times a week. Like, I just mentally it was tough on me. So
Right.
I'm in a better spot now than I've been in a long time. So I'm going to stick with it.
Good, dude. And once you can get into the gym consistently, you'll see the growth just
Probably go tonight,
explode.
honestly. I might even just go soon because it's still kind of nice out and it probably won't be too busy.
You should.
My little
100%.
local gym here in Laurel, Delaware has a key fob system, so I can go 24 hours. Your gym
That's
doesn't have
amazing. No, I go to LA Fitness in the area, and super corporate gym. They closed down. It is what it is. I mean, I could join like Anytime Fitness or Planet Fitness. but just, I don't want to.
That's what you like.
So yeah, I like the gym that I'm at. I don't want to change it.
Check your iron. That's a good move.
Yeah. Iron and magnesium, something that I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I can't lie. I do
I'm
struggle a little bit early on with this. Is just electrolytes. I wake up with leg cramps once in a while, which I hate.
Really?
But I have some water, and I'm not drinking enough water. I know that for a fact. So
I thought you were drinking a gallon a day.
I was, and I just kind of fell off.
Yep. Cramping up.
It's hard. I drink a lot of coffee though. I drink a gallon of coffee a day.
Drink a lot of coffee. Coffee is water. Coffee has been proven to hydrate you.
I've heard that. So, Danny Ford, what's up from Australia? No worries, you didn't miss too much. Again, it wasn't a super exciting race, but we've been talking about just stuff besides moto for the past 20 minutes, which has been fun and exciting. People haven't all left yet, so
yeah, I guess we're not too boring.
We're just BSing about everything.
That's it.
Yeah,
well,
man.
I mean, it's the health thing is what bothers me the most. So for everyone in the chat, my dad just retired about a couple 2-3 years ago. And hopefully he's going to be on the podcast in the future. My dad is a storyteller for sure.
Yeah,
but
he's a great storyteller.
My dad's been super into the gym, which is great. My dad goes for about an hour a day, probably 5-6 days a week. Yeah.
Well, he looked good when I saw him.
Yeah, he retiring really helped him. My dad's a blue collar guy, and worked 12-hour shifts for, I would say, 16 out of the 30 years that he was at his printing corporation. So
yeah, big change, man.
Yeah. So the gym has helped a bunch, and it's crazy to see the people who just kind of snub it or whatever. And then the gym and your health and your lifestyle affects so many different things. And my
wrestling heart rate dropped over 3 months from like 60 to like 53, which was awesome.
Yes.
I saw that.
Dude, do you have an Aura ring?
No, I have the Apple Watch.
Okay, so you're good. So I got this to track, my sleep, my heart rate, my HRV, everything like that. And when you can see the tangible data, you can make those tweaks. And it's massive. You need to track your sleep for sure.
Eric Fredrickson said, are we the only guys that do interactive? I think Pulp does their live show like a little bit interactive, only if you pay pretty much. Like you got to donate super chat, which we don't have, I'm not doing super chats on these. So, but yeah, I think I didn't even think about that. There's not really any interactive live shows like this, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. We're nothing special. We're just like you guys. We're all just chilling.
Think about though, like what if we did this once a week where we just went live, like besides the post race? Like what if we just did this on like a Thursday night?
Just talk about whatever, right?
Anything. Could be dirt bikes, could be other topics, could be some videos. I saw some funny videos on Instagram today that I was like, some dudes crashing 4-wheelers. I was like,
The Moto Coffee Hour, Christopher.
I know we've talked about it a little bit. Some kind of like long form or live.
Yeah.
This is a great idea. Okay. All right. I'm in. Appreciate it.
Dude, I don't mind coming on talking, hanging out. It's fun.
I don't care if there's one person or 10 people.
It's so cool just to connect with everybody.
Yeah. It's really, really fun. Yeah. If we had like a more exciting race, like last weekend was really good because we had people in here and
it was great. Also, I'm guilty as charged. I normally run all the social media stuff. I've been incredibly busy today.
I didn't make any graphics for you, so
no, it's all good. I normally post when we're going live and everything like that. So I apologize for not getting the word out.
Yeah, Cooksey and Johnny Hopper. Which one of them invited us on a show? Was it Cooksey or Johnny?
No, Johnny Hopper reached out to us in DMs, wanted us to go on his show. And we messaged him back and haven't heard back, but we're more than happy to go on. He's welcome to come on too. Anything like that. We're just looking to hang out with everybody, talk to everybody.
Ghosted us.
Johnny, come back.
It's all good. Honestly, it's hard because I feel like everyone is so cutthroat in this. Like, you look at,
which is a joke in my opinion.
I'm just gonna say like it's not a bad thing, but like Roto Moto, like he gets tons of views. He seems like he's got a really good show going, but like someone like him, like we're probably our competition, right? Like I don't think he's gonna be like, hey, come on my show. Maybe we do in the future, but I don't get that vibe from a lot of the other guys. Not him. I don't know him, so I'm not talking about him personally. But
here's how I look at it. And again, not to get too philosophical, right?
Yep.
But listen, bro, no matter what we accomplish in this life, it doesn't matter when we all go to the same place.
Yeah.
So
right.
So some of the like I mentioned, I work with a lot of clients across the state of Florida. Some are very wealthy, some own businesses, have sold businesses, and they all say the same thing, that you are going to meet people who don't want to work with you, that you're in the same space with, and it's adversarial, and that's fine. You need to position yourself and work with the people who want to see you do better, because a rising tide raises all boats. So for example, let's say, I'm just going to throw random names out there. Moto Show A doesn't want to work with us because we're competition, but Moto Show B and C want to work with us or talk to us because we all love motocross. And listen, we're not going to put a dent in NBC, but we can hang out on YouTube. That's cool. So we want to work with people like that. And I mean, if you're going to, if you want to take a negative approach, that's on you. But at the end of the day, man, we're all just talking about the same sport, having a good time. It is what it is.
The problem with this industry too, we talk about the size of it. And I feel like, look at football, look at basketball, look at any of those. There's 100,000 different shows like this on those sports. There's not very many in motocross, and everybody gets so territorial. I think because of that, they're like, "Oh, I'm the only one." But we talk about, if the sport grows, more of us are going to pop up. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's just, that's capitalism.
Yeah,
it's called competition.
3 or 4 major media outlets. That's it. There's not really much. So we want to be someone that people can look to.
Yeah. Well, not to mention. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say props to someone like Roto. I give him major props because he always uploads videos and news right away. He has the time, obviously. Don't know if he works from home or whatever the case is, but he's always able to pump out the news almost before it drops. Sometimes it seems like he's got everything ready. So if we can get to that point where we're like, hey, we jump on a Zoom call and we can cover an injury report midweek, that's what we need to be doing if we want to be big in this kind of thing, So I don't know. We want to get on that level, and I respect people who are trying and putting the work in for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the mainstream media is the problem anyways. That's why we're doing this, exactly why we're doing this, and why we're going to YouTube and podcasts. Legacy media is dying and almost dead. Give it 5 more years, 7 more years. That's it.
I mean, look at the stuff that just happened with Fox and CNN dropping 2 of their biggest anchors. I don't know the stories. I'm not saying I do, but I mean, they lost 2 anchors, one on each network.
They lost 2 anchors within the same hour.
Same hour. So that's, first of all, that makes me a conspiracy nut. I'm like, why did that happen? But second of all, people aren't watching the news.
No, people aren't watching the news. I don't watch the news. I don't have cable. I can't stand it.
I don't have cable either. I don't even have a TV that works at this point. So, I mean,
it's all a distraction anyways, man.
I don't need it.
No.
But no, for sure. I like the idea of letting you guys be involved.
Why not?
Nice to read comments and just, again, we're not pressured to talk about topic A, B, and C because it's just us and we're just hanging out.
We've talked about everything on this show so far.
It's been a good one. Yeah, Deegan raced. Deegan got 4th, I believe. Deegan was 4th. Yeah, I thought he was 3rd for a little bit, but he came across 4th on the timing. So I don't know if he got taken out or something.
Probably.
There was a dirt bike race today that happened. Yeah, man. We're just reach out to viewers, bring them on the show. We could definitely do that 100%. That would be like a jump on a Zoom call type of thing.
Yep. I know Instagram lives, you can have viewers come on relatively easy. And with Zoom, it might be a little tricky if things go sideways. Not saying that they would, but
yeah, someone with some bad opinions or saying some bad stuff, you gotta kind of boot them.
Yep. We don't have a 5 or 10 second lag like live TV does.
Oh, so can I kick you?
Could you try to kick me?
You can kick people. We're good.
No, all right, cool.
Better watch yourself, buddy.
Come around, mess around, and find out.
100%.
But
yeah, good race. You gotta watch out for Cooksey. He's a negative.
Chris,
I've heard stuff. I'm not gonna talk about him, but I've heard some stuff. Yeah.
Give me your wildest prediction for outdoors.
Wildest prediction for outdoors.
Whether it's big or small. Craziest prediction.
Joe Shimoda wins the 2T title.
Why do I feel like that's not too insane?
So I guess that's not that insane. I don't know. I think I want that more than anything. I want Joe to win the title. I think his story is just really cool. So, shoot, man, I'm trying to think what else.
Malcolm Stewart, top 3 in points in 450 outdoors.
Is he gonna be back in time though? I don't think he is.
Is he? Yeah.
I wish
too.
Said Eli back to back. That one I 100% could see happening. Jet's too new. Jet could. I feel like Jet's career started out with an injury year, and then he's gone on this run. So,
right,
does he stay healthy? Hopefully, I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but I mean, I think Hayden wins an overall, without a doubt.
Yeah, Hayden will definitely win an overall.
At least one. Because Hayden is just a ripper. He's a ripper.
We are still in a tornado watch, guys. Come on. Gotta end this thing.
Come on. What else be outdoors? I mean, could Sexton go undefeated?
No way. No way.
I mean, Carmichael did it twice.
Competition's too stacked nowadays for anyone to go undefeated, in my opinion.
I agree with that. I was going to ask you that if you think it's possible, but I don't think it is either anymore.
No.
I think it's so underrated how good and how many good guys we have nowadays. It really is not talked about.
The level of talent is insane. The level of bikes, the bike development is insane.
Yeah.
The technology in the sport's crazy.
It's growing so fast. And then you hear guys like, like a Bob Hanna, like, oh, back in our day, we did 45-minute motos and riding all these old bikes. But I mean, the speed, the raw speed nowadays, I wasn't there. So I don't know what you guys rode like, but I don't know. I'd match these guys up any day.
What are your thoughts? This is random. This just popped in my brain. This is after hours, post coffee thoughts.
Yep.
What do you think about snowcross?
Snowcross is fun to watch. Like snowmobiles,
super fun. No, snowmobiles. Snow bikes are weird. Snowmobiles are great to watch.
Riding snowmobiles, most of my life, it's like a quad. It's not something I want to race, but I like to watch it. I hate not.
I would love to race one, honestly.
I'd try it. I just feel like it'd be. You jump like a little bit off, and you're like, you want to jump this way, and then it's like, okay.
You're essentially riding a couch.
Some of those guys do backflip them now because they're getting a little more nimble and light.
Yep.
I would
love to try one of those. Like those.
Your dad loves snowmobiling. He sent me so many pictures this year.
My dad rides all the time. God bless him.
Loves his
but
snowmobile.
He does, dude. I would love. Who are those guys on YouTube that take the R1, put the track on it, and go riding up and down the hill? Yeah, I would love to do that with you, man. I would love to do that.
They were just in Florida. They just took a snowmobile across a lake like last month or something.
Really?
Or the ocean or something. They were like riding snowmobiles in the ocean. I was like, bro, come on.
Remember when Nate Adams broke the internet riding his KTM with the paddle tire on the wave?
Yes.
Crazy.
That was Robbie Madison, right?
Robbie Madison, sorry.
I was trying to remember that. I know what you're talking about.
Same thing with like Ken Block doing the Gymkhana videos. Rest in peace, man.
Legend.
Like those videos broke the freaking internet, dude.
We've had some truly incredible talent.
Legends in motorsports, brother. Travis Pastrana. I actually got to meet Travis Pastrana on the streets of St. Petersburg, Florida, when he was doing the boat racing series. And
races everything.
It was nuts. I saw him walking down Beach Drive. Yep. And for anybody who has been to Florida, St. Petersburg in particular, Beach Drive is like, the Rodeo Drive of California. Dude's walking down Beach Drive with a moto jersey on, dude.
What?
Crazy. And I'm in my car talking to a client, and I was like, hey, I gotta go, I gotta hang up. Ran outside, took a picture with Travis Pastrana, coolest dude ever, and then got back in my car and called him up.
You're like in a suit and everything, and you're like business attire. Like, hey man.
Yeah, I had on my collared shirt and everything. I'm gonna try to find the picture on my phone, but dude, he was hands down one of the coolest guys to meet. Like he was down to just, and I was really respectful of his time. And he was down just kind of like stand there and talk to me because no one really knew. But of course, if you actually know motorsport,
Businessville, I think it's really fascinating. I work for CJ Faison. He used to race the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and he was actually friends with Travis. I think they lived together at one point, and he always tells me these craziest stories. That guy Travis saw him in the airport a few months ago and like tackled him. I was just like, bro. So
Travis, he's a big kid.
Yeah, he's a big kid. I actually saw him at the Mint 400. Like we were like walking down the street, and he was like on the other side of the sidewalk, but behind tents, like trying to sneak his way into an
trying to be all quick.
I was like, bro, there's Travis. Nobody believed me, but he was there.
I don't know if this will come up on the.
You gotta unblur it. He actually is wearing a jersey. What is on the jersey?
I don't know if it was his boat jersey. It says Husk Racing.
Probably.
So, but yeah, he was one of the coolest guys I've ever been able to meet. But yeah, man, you've met some pretty.
Never met him.
You met some pretty fancy people.
Not too many. I just said, who have I met? I don't think I've actually met that many, dude. I wish I did.
Yeah. Well, you're around the scene though. Like, dude, you're hanging out with what's his name from Trophy Trucks.
Oh yeah,
DJ Baldwin. Like that guy's a legend.
Yeah, stood right next to him. Made his Instagram story one time.
Yeah.
My boy Chuck Dempsey, he's a legend in off road, and he's one of our friends. Sends me Instagram reels sometimes. I'm like, hey Chuck, what up, boy?
Who is one celebrity, whatever you want to call it, one person that you would like to meet?
Honestly, I think Joe Rogan. It's probably a super cliche, and everyone probably says the same thing. But I
I
feel
was
like
not expecting you to say that. Why do you want to meet Joe Rogan?
I like his, like, getting off topic here again, but I really like
ahead.
his thought process on a lot of things. From natural medicine, I'll say, plant medicine, to other things that he's interested in. I really want to get into hunting, which sounds weird, but just for like the actual, like, keeping like the food and the actual hunting aspect, I think it'd be really cool
Yes.
to try. I grew up around it, never done it. And he
Yep.
hunts all these big game stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I listened to so many hours of his show. It's just one of those things that you're like, hey, I'd love to meet this guy. But how about you?
Dude, thinking about, well, I want to talk about the wild game. Obviously, I come from an outdoors family, but I had elk for the first time ever last year.
How was it?
The most delicious cut of meat. And dude, I've been to some of the nicest restaurants in this country. I've been fortunate enough to go and have great steak.
Yep.
This elk was better than some of the Michelin rated restaurants I've been to. So here's how I felt. And there are people that you and I both know that were at dinner with me that you can ask how I felt. After I ate, I think it was maybe 14 ounce cut of elk. Dude, I felt like I drank a cup of coffee. This meat was energizing, nutrient dense. It
Really?
did not taste gamey. It was the most incredible dining experience I've ever had. And it was all, it was obviously elk is wild game.
Yeah.
And dude, freaking delicious. Same thing with venison. When the animal is healthy,
Yes.
and it's not given GMO grain and all this stuff, and it's just out there harvested in the wild, the meat tastes totally different. And I don't want to get on the whole tangent about the food industry, but dude, you're so right, man.
For real, man. He talks about elk. He talks about like the different types of deer and the mule deer, just that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of sitting around like waiting for like prey, but I think it would be probably a cool feeling to hunt something and then eat it, just that whole experience.
Yeah. Like how our ancestors did.
And I can't even lie to you. Like, I went to Sturgis, South Dakota for the motorcycle rally this year, 2022, for the first time in my life. Never been in that part of the country before. And seeing like what's out there makes me want to live out there. Just the country, how desolate it is, but how
Dude.
beautiful it is. It's the most beautiful part of the country I've ever been to, like South Dakota. And there's that whole culture there. People hunt, people fish. Like, I would love to learn how to catch a fish from a waterway that was healthy and then like eat it right there. That kind of thing. That's stuff I want to learn and kind of just grow as a person. I don't know how to describe that, but
well, one of my clients owns a dairy farm, an all organic dairy farm.
Okay.
And I can't say certain things, but he sells
things.
He sells milk and true range-free eggs, the beef, everything.
By raw milk.
He sells raw milk. And
very good for you.
At $20 a gallon. NFL players from the Tampa Bay Bucks buy his raw milk.
Oh my God.
So it's just, dude, it's incredible. And when you taste real food, it does incredible things to your body.
I mean, that's just the nutrients. That's why, like, not to get on the carnivore topic again, but I cut out bread and all the stuff that's not like natural. Everything I eat comes from animals, and I'm not saying that's the right way or that's what everybody should do or that's how we're supposed to do it. Yeah. But in my thought process and research and the things I've done, I feel like that's right for me. And I feel like that's how our ancestors used to do things in a way. So I just,
right. And everyone's body reacts different too, man.
100%. Sorry, I'm just typing in the chat really quick. We'll be uploading a full post-race show by Wednesday this week. It'll be easy to edit because there's not really a ton that happens. So
that'll be a pretty light show.
So yeah, like I said, guys, Jet Rider said black bear is very good. I've actually had, was it bear jerky? The kid I went to school with used to be a really big hunter. He brought some in. It was actually really good. Actually, I have a friend in Australia. Say a friend, like someone who used to watch our videos and I've gotten to know. Kangaroo jerky is a thing, and they're gonna send me some kangaroo jerky.
That sounds intense.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I didn't know you could eat kangaroo, but apparently you can. So kangaroo steaks, I guess, are big down there too.
Enjoy, big guy. So much going on.
Well, like I guess like in the moto world, like who would you want to meet though? If you talk about someone like I said, Joe Rogan, he's not a moto guy, but like who would you?
Yeah, I mean, in the motor world, no, I mean, I would like to meet Brian Deegan from a business and marketing standpoint. I have very specific questions I would like to ask him.
Yeah.
But I would love to meet James, not to be a fanboy, but that dude was a true pioneer for this sport on many different levels, and definitely a historic guy to meet for sure. So would love to meet him there. But outside of the motocross world, I would like to, I mean, really there's only one person I want to meet, and it would probably be Andy Frisella from First Form and everything he does with his podcast and everything like that. So
I've heard of him. I've never really seen his stuff before.
I mean, of course, I would love to meet Rogan too, and some of the other big podcasters in the business space. And Rogan's not in the business space, but yeah. I mean, I was never a fan of Portnoy or Barstool until I listened to his interview with Rogan. I listened to it on the flight home from New York to Florida last summer. And completely changed my perspective about Portnoy. The guy's a savage for sure.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool to meet like Eli Tomac. I think like that's just one guy that's so private. When you look at it, like that for me is the most interesting thing, is that you need to get inside of these people's lives, like to really get to appreciate them. Tomac's been the most private out of anybody we've seen, I think. Can you think of anybody else who's been as private as him? I don't. James pretty much was, but James has really come out of that shell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that'd be cool. I feel like a weekend at like the Tomac Ranch. He's a big hunter. We know that about him. He likes to fly planes apparently, or drive fast cars. I don't know. We don't know a lot about Eli.
Hey, well, we got to know.
Dude,
Eli,
like
if you're watching, man, please give us an invite.
Yeah, can we?
I'll pay my way there.
Can we come down and hang out for a little bit? Maybe like ride some motorcycles or something?
Sure.
And like Colorado's another place I'd love to go. Just like his ranch and that whole middle of the country, mountains, canyons. That's why I'd live there all day. Yeah.
I would do anything to live, and not saying that I can't, but I just don't want to be on that coast, unfortunately, but I would love to live in Idaho, Utah, that general area. But I mean, having some land in North Carolina doesn't sound too bad.
North Carolina's pretty good. Be a little closer to me. We could go make more podcasts.
Chad Reed and Adam Greentree, sorry.
I'm not sure who Adam Greentree is personally, but Chad Reed would be cool.
Yeah, Chad Reed would be sick. And I love that these guys are speaking up on the current political climate now that they're out of the moto scene. We're not going to make this a political show, but I like that these guys are being forthcoming with their thoughts, regardless of which way they lean. Doesn't matter. Yeah. But it's nice that these guys are human. Like, let us see that. You're not just racers, dude.
Yeah, for sure, man. Dog Lover said, I want to meet the Deegans, Eli, and a few other guys. I want camping with Jason Anderson and AC's engine guy. Tell us about that. If you can in the chat. I'm curious. How did you get hooked up with them and everything? Danny said most people eat Australian in Australia eat kangaroos. Gotta be cooked right. I'm gonna try it, man. I'm gonna try it. Kangaroo, mate. Bought another shrimp on the barbie. I love Dumb and Dumber. It's my favorite movie.
That is a great movie.
Maybe I'll watch that tonight. Yeah, I don't know. It's good to see, like you said, everybody speaking up. You look at like Weston Pike. He's someone who's like very outspoken. These guys have their opinions, but I think it's good that we're not conforming.
Would love to have Larry Linkogle on from Metal Militia.
Metal Militia, right? Yeah, he's posting pretty cool stuff on Instagram.
Let's hear about how everything happened between you and Deegan. And I'm sure they've talked about it 100 times on different podcasts, but to get both those perspectives would be great. It's like Larry was true to the cause and Deegan just went full businessman and just blew it up.
Yep. I mean, look at what Metal Militia was, though.
Marcus Luttrell would be sick, Eric, 100%.
Who's that?
Marcus Luttrell is a dude from Lone Survivor, Navy SEAL.
Oh, yeah. Got you.
Yeah. I mean, his episode on Joe Rogan, dude, go listen to it. Crazy.
Was it good?
Yeah. Him and Rogan got into the whiskey a little bit and they actually had to cut the episode.
Did
Rogan released a statement because the episode like cut off strange. They went to a break and then never came back. And Rogan
Really?
said, like, out of respect for Marcus, was like, we drank too much and out of respect, we're not going to air the rest of the show. So super like kudos for that.
That's wild. I mean, that's
Yep.
the thing, though, to be a fly in that room and the stuff that he probably gets told. And
I'm sure the thing is a lot of people don't realize the leverage and influence Rogan has. It's incredible. And the dude can't be bought.
he can't. Well, I mean, look at his deals and then his comedy mothership he just opened up. Like, he
I would
really is
love
a
to go to
businessman
that
when it really
one
comes
day.
down to it.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool. I respect people like that. It's hard to find. It's always weird because like you look at Rogan like leaning like a certain way, but I feel like he's like very neutral on a lot of things. He's more of just like a common sense type dude.
Well, Rogan's openly talked about how he's, liberal, more libertarian.
Yep.
I mean, he's from Boston, grew up on food stamps. He's a product of that system and look what can happen. But he's seen so much. He's intelligent enough to say, okay, hey, things got to change.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid to say it.
What I like, and it's, you look at like him and like the people who influence us, like, Elon Musk is somebody that people look up to a lot. And
Yep.
It's just, there's not a lot of people in the world that aren't like you said, bought like by government. So this whole free speech Twitter stuff is very interesting to me.
Oh, it's fantastic. I don't even have Twitter and it's great.
Twitter's great. I love Twitter. Dog Lover said that glad Eli's on the cow. He uses the clutch a lot. Yeah, we've heard a lot about that. And some oil leaked in the exhaust, made it smoke. Yeah, man. The engine guy at Cowie. Trying to think who that would be. I wonder if that's Dean. That'd be cool to get like those guys' stories though. Like someone who's been in the sport like that, Like I mean, our interview we got was so intense. Not intense, but like we got into stuff that we couldn't air and stuff that you'd never hear in like a normal show. So it was really cool that our interview guest was so cool to us with everything.
Yeah, guys, wait till that drops. It's gonna be sick.
Gonna be sick. And you got some ideas and who you want to have on the show. And
oh yeah, dude.
Gonna be big. Eric said that everyone that he names introduced to him through Rogan. That's the thing. Podcasts are getting so big. I love listening to podcasts.
Well,
that's
this
the
is
thing I like
what
about Rogan too, is he brings on so many different people. He brings on people he wants to
Yes.
hear from.
Right.
He just has good taste, I guess, is all I could really say,
Well, I mean, he wants to talk to guys who are interesting and people he wants to learn from, and that's why he's so incredible. And dude, I mean, look, that's what we're doing. We just want to have conversations. We're just talking about moto with everybody. It doesn't have to be one-sided. We could do this and just keep ripping and have fun.
Hanging out, nothing serious, just enjoying ourselves.
Long form podcasts are the future, dude.
They are. It's what we do.
Eric, damn, almost 2 hours is truth, dude.
Yeah, we probably should get off here soon because if I want to go to the gym and I need to film some YouTube videos tonight for my other channel.
Yep.
Find some ghosts. I gotta do some stuff. So
Dog Lover, we did an awesome interview, man, on a factory team, and we're going to be dropping that very, very soon.
Yeah, we actually, it's crazy to look at us and like to have an interview like that. We're very grateful for our guests for coming on and being so open with us about everything. So
for sure,
you guys will see that hopefully next week, but don't hold us to it. If not next week, the following week for sure. I'm gonna be on the road for 4 days this coming week. So yeah, just gonna figure out our schedule and kind of go from there.
Ooh.
But yeah, we're not saying the name yet because we wanna make it exciting. We'll tease it a little bit,
A little teaser, little taste, a little sprinkle.
Yeah, our
Danny,
our
we
guy
would love to get
relation to
Deegan.
Deegan. That's all we're saying. That's the only hint I'll give you.
Hey, Chris, don't give the people too much. Hey,
I'm not. A little sprinkle.
A little sprinkle.
Ooh, thanks, Eric. Appreciate it, man. Thanks to everybody who's in here. Dog Lover, Danny Ford,
For sure.
Matt. Well, a lot of people in chat, Jet Rider, everybody who came on. This is a lot of fun. Anything else you got, Matt? Like I said, I'm probably gonna get going. I got some stuff I could tackle right now.
I've had the Unadilla background for probably 2 weeks now. What should my next background be? Change that.
Puppies.
Puppies? I don't want the puppies.
Kidding, I have no idea.
I'll do a different track. We're gonna hit a different track.
There's some like Red Bud. Red Bud.
Red Bud, dude.
We can go to. What are you doing on 4th of July this year? You got plans?
Dude, 4th of July, come to Florida. 4th of July in Florida is ridiculous. ridiculous.
Well, 4th of July is not actually on a Saturday this year, I don't think. So we'll be okay.
Yeah.
July
The
4th on
boat
a
parties
Tuesday.
down here are insane, dude.
All right, so let's go to Redbud.
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 Eric, be good, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, dog lover. Yeah, man, I'm gonna sign off if you're good.
Yep, I'm signing off too. Fellas, it was awesome. It was awesome hanging with everybody. And we'll be back next weekend after the race, hopefully. And we'll probably have this posted relatively soon. Other videos coming, but be on the lookout for our next video. Probably going to be the recap and then the interview, right, Chris? If I had to guess.
100%. Race recap and then interview. So be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. All right, man. But I'm good. I'm going to go eat some food and start prepping for some stuff for the week.
All right, I'm gonna cut this live off. I'll hopefully
Perfect.
chat with you guys soon.